This is episode 828 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I know what I say everybody this morning. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is episode 828, and this is Victory Monday for our Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Glad to see everybody today. Glad to see you, Michael. How you doing on this beautiful, beautiful Victory Monday?
Oh, dude, I am doing great, my friend. It is Victory Monday. We put boot to ass to the Cleveland Browns. We put boot to ass to Myles Garrett in his Super Bowl. So, yeah, it's great Victory Monday here at the Two Dumb Yinzers. I'm fucking feeling it, my friend. I am feeling it.
I gotta be honest with you. This is the most complete game. This is the most complete game that the Steelers have played so far, and it's by far, Mike. It's still not a complete game yet.
Yes, I know what you mean.
I mean, there's still definitely room for improvement, but at the end of the day, it was the most complete game that we did play offensively, defensively, and even down to the special teams. There was a lot of things that went down yesterday that we certainly wasn't seeing a couple weeks back, and it's certainly improving, which are good signs because, for one, we're sitting in first place. For one, we're in arm's reach of the number one seed. And also, we have a game Thursday night, Mike. So I'm glad that things are starting to work and look a little bit better for the Steelers, Mike. And there's so many different things that you could talk about yesterday's game to where they look improved. And, coming off of a bye certainly helps. And as Cleveland cried, we had to travel after a loss and came from Europe, blah, blah, blah. Steelers got the bye. They got to prepare, rest, whatever. And I didn't hear anybody crying for us, Mike, last year. We had the 3 games in 11 days. So I didn't give 2 shits about that argument.
No, me either. In the COVID year when Ben was sick and every other team got to work around their QB issues, no one cared about us.
And no.
We are the redheaded stepchild of the NFL, even though we are the marquee franchise. We are the team. We are the true America's team here. And yeah, no one gives a shit about us. So fuck Cleveland. Fuck their whiny ass fans. They're about to run out another quarterback out of town. They're already ready to shit on Dylan Gabriel, even though he's played the best quarterback I've seen since Baker Mayfield has been there. The Cleveland Browns deserve everything they got yesterday. I fucking love it.
Yeah, they are. They're just a nasty franchise. They're a nasty group of guys. They're not very likable. And you know what? It's always great to beat the Cleveland Browns when you can. And it is 22 straight times that the Steelers have beat the Cleveland Browns at home, if you don't include the playoff game a few years back, of course. But a lot of things I think got accomplished yesterday that we were hoping to see moving forward. And I think, excuse me, that you want to see if you plan on winning football games down the road, if you plan on winning football games in January. I mean, right now, if the playoffs started today, which they don't, again, I always try to, put that out there. But the Steeler team, guys, they listen, if the Bills, okay, no, you know what? We're already ahead of the Bills. So if we win on Thursday night, get this. I'm not sure how the tiebreaker breaks down because Indianapolis also lost to an NFC West team, just like we did. So, so I do apologize, but we're going to give it our best. Mike, I was just saying that if we win Thursday night, I don't know if that puts us ahead of Indianapolis or not, because Indianapolis right now is currently sitting in the 1 seed. Now, we both have losses to NFC West teams. That's who they're playing this year, and we have the oddball game from the NFC West. So our only losses, same with Indianapolis, is in the same place. So I'm not sure who comes down in the tiebreaker, who would be ahead in this. But Mike, on Thursday night, if we win this football game, we'll be at 5-1, the same as Indianapolis. And again, our only losses come from the NFC West, which is 1 each, which I don't know what the next tiebreaker is beyond that, because we don't have any AFC losses, neither do they. We don't have any division losses, neither do they. And any way you slice it, we're either right there or we could be sitting in the 1 seed at a third of the way through the season, Mike, this Thursday night.
Sorry about that. But I do know their common opponent record. They got the win over Seattle and we got the loss, so that might be the next tiebreaker. And that's how far we have to go down here. They're undefeated at home. We have a loss at home. That might be one of the other tiebreakers. But it's who would have thought? We were supposed to be two of the worst teams in the NFL this year, and here we are battling out for the number one seed in the AFC. This is wild, man. This whole season has been wild so far in the NFL. I love it, man.
A lot of great things, Mike, is happening for the Steelers team, and again, not so much in the division. The division itself, over the past 2 or 3 weeks, they haven't won a single game. Except the only team that has is the Steelers. We have been 3-0 over the last month, 3-0, and the other three teams have been 1-11 over that same period of time. It's being made out to be perfect for the Steelers. Consider that we do what it is that we need to do and play winning football and continue to be consistent and continue to improve a little bit more every week. And it's being made to be handed to us. Again, Mike, right now, if the playoffs started today, we'd be hosting the Patriots. Today, this is what your AFC seeding looks like at the moment. Your number one team right now, Mike, at the time is the Indianapolis Colts, the Bills at number 3, who play tonight, the Chargers at number 4, the Jaguars 5, Broncos 6, Patriots 7. We would be hosting the New England Patriots if we played them in the playoffs this coming week, Mike. Also, the other games would be Buffalo versus the Broncos and the Chargers versus the Jaguars would be first round of the AFC playoffs.
That wouldn't be a bad first round matchup for us. I think we would end up winning that one again. We know how to beat them, and this one would be at home. So right now things are, even though they're playing good football too. I think we would have a win there. Then sneak into the second round. That's where the real fun starts.
It almost feels like early 2000s. I mean, we could be way out ahead. We could be, again, Mike, we're a half game out of a bye right now. A lot of season left. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of football to be played and a lot of good teams to be played. But it takes me back to the early 2000s, getting the high seed, facing a janky New England team, and I don't like facing those guys in the playoffs. So if we could eventually get to another team to play in the playoffs, be it that we make the playoffs, and be it that we still have a decent seed, Mike, I would like to not play New England just because of the history. But that's the way it plays out as of right now. The NFC would look like this if it started today. The Buccaneers would have the bye. The Buccaneers, that's right, Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, looking like an MVP this year, are sitting in the number 1 seed. Green Bay, number 2, San Francisco 3, Philadelphia 4, Seattle 5, Detroit 6, and the Rams 7. Just outside the playoffs in the NFC would be the Vikings, the Commanders. Mike, in the number 10 spot, Carolina Panthers, just outside of a playoff spot as we speak.
And they're slowly seem like they're putting it together down there. This is how they were playing at the end of last season. They were playing some pretty good football, and oh god, it was a thing of beauty watching them beat the Dallas Cry Girls. So yeah, they might be. I don't know if they're going to make it, but I can see them being a spoiler down there.
I mean, this isn't a Super Bowl quality team or caliber team by any means, but if Carolina gets in, maybe, just maybe. But again, that's a long way, Mike. We still have 2/3 of a season to see if they can even hang in there. I'm not even sure the teams that are hanging in there right now could even be in that position come that time of the year. We still have a lot to get into today, guys. This is Victory Monday. Also, it's the start of Bengals week. It's a short Bengals week, guys. Thursday night, of course, the Bengals will be hosting our Steelers on Thursday Night Football. The Steelers are going to try to get off the schneid and get off of our Thursday night curse, as our record has not been that great on Thursday night. So if we could go to Cincinnati, get a win, come back home with 5-1, a 5-1 record, we can start preparing for a Green Bay team. Mike, it's not as good as I thought they were going to be. I'm not going to say the Packers aren't any good, but one thing I am going to say, they don't impress me. Like against our division, they lost to the Browns, and you know what? That game yesterday should have been a little bit. I thought won a little bit more by the Packers against the Bengals, which it was not. And I don't know. I'm not impressed with Green Bay. So I'm liking our chances. Again, go to Cincinnati, focus on this Bengals team. Don't think ahead. Don't think past them. get the win, and come home and start getting ready for Green Bay. Because again, Mike, this is going to be a big game. People are going to be talking. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's the Green Bay Packers. It's Sunday night. Everybody's got their old time uniforms on. It's going to be a big thing. So focus on Cincy. Let's go worry about going over there, getting this win. Then we'll come home and deal with those two better teams, the Packers and the Indianapolis Colts. And as I'm seeing, Mike, neither one of these teams scare me at this time. Yes, the Colts only have one loss. Yes, the Packers just a couple, but I neither one of these teams scare me. I don't think that we can't not beat either one of those teams.
Yeah, right now, there's not many teams in the NFL that scare me, especially the way that defense was playing yesterday. You can say, yeah, it was the Browns, but they were beating the ever-living hell out of the man across from them every single play. And they didn't give up. They kept bringing it. Even towards the end when they were playing prevent, the 4 guys, 5 guys who would ever rush were bringing it every single play. A guy would catch a ball across the middle, and he's getting tattooed. This defense is feeling it right now. And they haven't even hit their peak yet. Like, the Thomas press conference is going on right now, and he was saying we left so many plays out there. Guys dropped so many interceptions. I'm sure we'll talk about that later, but this defense hasn't hit its stride yet, and they were beating these teams down. And the offense, for a team that's supposed to be struggling on offense, we went in and took care of business against one of the top defenses in the league. We put up more points on them than they average giving up. Same thing with rushing yards and passing yards. That's a damn good defense.
Mike, the one thing about their defense doesn't equate to wins, and that's one thing that I have to question. Yes, they're good. Yes, they have a front seven, but I'm just again, if it doesn't equate to wins, I don't know if you could count this as a top defense in the league.
Statistically wise, everyone rants and raves about them, but we went in there and we put up better numbers than they on average against them. So it was a good performance from our offense. It's what they needed to do. We were just 1 point below our average. If the field doesn't trip up balls, we're scoring 26 points right there, 26, 27 points. Get 26 points. So we would have been above our average, more than they give up on average. So
one win though. That's what you got to look at.
It's one win, but we came out playing the way we needed to come out playing.
They only have one win.
Oh yeah, they only had one. Yeah. But for us, it's still that one win. But we came out playing the way we needed to play, handled business like we've been wondering, can this team do against an inferior opponent? And they did.
Again, guys, the Steelers are 23-9, and I do want to tell you this on the board. I do want to say before we get started, I want to tell we were just our prediction. Jamal and I last week said 24-10, and the final score was 23-9. We couldn't have been any closer without getting it. So we were right there. Jamal, let me get to the board, Mike. What's that?
I said you guys were playing the prices right with that one. You guys did not go over. Oh yeah, you did
not. I was going to bet $1. Well, we didn't go over. We were under, but that's beside the point. I do want to get to the board, though. I don't want to leave anybody out any longer, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. Welcome. Tortilla says, called that Connor Hayward touchdown. And Meatwad, every once in a while, he gets one in there. Nobody expects Meatwad to do anything, and I think that's what it is. And also, only one receiver outside of DK Metcalf was a target yesterday, Mike, and of course was Roman Wilson, who makes the only catch that's thrown to him, as he did on the 7-yarder earlier this year, as he did in the playoff or the preseason. I'm sorry, Mike. This guy has not dropped the pass yet. No. And for whatever reason, he still gets no targets, but it was all running backs and tight ends in DK Metcalf yesterday. Again, the only pass that was targeted to another wide receiver was the one Roman Wilson reception that you did see.
Yeah, I think he was out there for 25% of the offensive snaps. Not bad for little Roman.
Well, that's a high percentage for not getting anything thrown to you.
I know, right? Hey, when his number was called, he caught the ball.
I do want to say good morning to Tortilla. Jamal, what's up, my man? My dog, what's up? What up? Richard, what's up, dude? Happy Victory Monday. Great seeing you, sir. No sacks for Myles. Garrett, I was waiting for the Aaron Rodgers graveyard is what I heard about all week, Mike. The graveyard that Myles Garrett was going to put Aaron Rodgers in. Apparently, well, I'm sorry, Myles Garrett. He didn't do anything. He literally had 2 assisted tackles, Mike. 2 assists on tackles. That was it. And it didn't come down to, there wasn't a lot of double teaming. There wasn't extraordinarily amount of chipping. Mike, it was Broderick freaking Jones in the left side of that line stopping Myles Garrett all afternoon. Mike, as we got 0 times and ran for 100 yards against that defense, against Myles Garrett, and we're supposed to have these problems. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no. It was a hell of a game from Broderick Jones. Somehow, did you get the PFF grades for Myles Garrett?
I did not yet, no.
89.9 overall with a 91.2 pass rush is what they graded Myles Garrett.
He literally looked pathetic.
He did nothing. He quit. You saw him loafing towards the end of the game. He knew it was over. He saw the defeat, and you saw the defeat in his face. Broderick Jones whooped his ass. Every once in a while he had help, but did anyone see the chip that Jalen Warren laid on him and caused Myles Garrett to go flying on that little flip pass when Rodgers got it out to Jalen? But yeah, Myles Garrett totally disappeared. As, 2 assisted tackles. He had a TJ Watt playoff stat line there.
Mike, and he also Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett admitted after the game that it's getting hard in football franchise. Myles Garrett finally saying this about the Browns, which again, I mean, he's putting up Class A performances for the most part, and to be on that team and to keep getting the same results they get year after year, it's got to be frustrating for him. Again, yesterday, Mike, 2 assisted tackles, not even solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, nothing else across the board for him. So that's, again, encouraging for the Steelers' young offense, especially the left tackle. We'll get into that so much more throughout the show today, Mike, because, again, no sacks taken by us, and we, again, rushed for 100 yards. So those are 2 signs that the offensive line and things are starting to click a little bit more, as they should be at this time of the year. Let's continue back on the board, Mike. I got to get caught up, man.
It's hot and heavy on the board today.
Everybody. Tortilla says, has there ever been a 2-week stretch where the Browns, Ravens, and Bengals all lost 2 weeks in a row? I don't think. I don't know. You know what? There was a 2-week span, Mike, and it was back in 2018 or something like this. But now it's at 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah, I was about to say, the AFC North is 2-9 in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, and they're both the 2, as we said at the top of the show, 2-9, and the only 2 wins were the Steelers, wins. So it's again, it's odd. I'm not real sure that. Again, it's very peculiar what's going on around this league right now. We're going to take it. We're not going to complain about it. Certainly not on Victory Monday, guys. Let's get back to the board. Feel the Steel. What's up, brother? Always great seeing you on the board, my man. Jamal says, sorry, I missed the show on Friday. It's my only day off, and I tend to sleep in. I hear you on that, bro. If I could sleep in, I sleep in. Believe me. We looking good. Corey says, what's up, guys? I still don't think we're winning Thursday night because history isn't on our side. But I think if there was ever a time to break a bad trend, it's this season. Phil the Steel says, just another game versus a rattled and shook Rook quarterback. We should know Steelers would win. A rookie quarterback won't beat our Steelers. Good morning to Jen on the board. Always great seeing Jen from the great Wisconsin, which will be facing their football team here in another little less than 2 weeks. Phil the Steel says, and I'm saying it now, MVP versus Poopers go to 51. You know what? We'll see.
Yeah. Very strong candidate.
Jamal, he says, facts. If Mike Tomlin was 1-5, they would drag him through the mud. But Harbaugh, you know what? I kind of Harbaugh's really taking it hard in Baltimore. They were booing him last week. They were booing him out of the stadium actually in their last home game. I don't know how yesterday was. I can't imagine it was any better as they lost 17-3.
Can't be.
But again, last week it was pretty rough from what I heard in Baltimore, and they were really giving it to Harbaugh, and they were calling for his head. And usually how things get around here, from what I understand, and also slack when they can't win a game without their starting quarterback. You know what? There's nobody that's more seasoned for that situation than us, huh?
Right? Right. We would somehow find a way to be at least 500 right now if we were without our starting quarterback. We'd find a way.
I mean, we've been doing it for years, and guess what? We've been making the playoffs, and we've been. They still have their whole entire team. All their, I mean, nobody's fully healthy, but they don't have their quarterback, and they're this much worse. I didn't see this in a million years with this Raven team. I really, truly, honestly thought they'd be able to pull it together. They just have not so far at this point, which is hilarious and great all at the same time. Again, the Steelers, Mike, in the division 4-1. The Bengals 2-4, the Ravens and the Browns both 1-5. I would have never guessed at this point at this season, Mike, that this would be the case.
It's still shocking to me that the Bengals are 2-4.
Yeah, right.
They're the 10th team. They're what, 3 spots out of the last wild card spot. Oh shit.
Yeah, the Bengals. It goes after the 7th seed. The Chiefs would be 8, 9 would be the Texans, 10 would be the Bengals. The 11th seed at the moment would be the Raiders, then the Ravens, sitting all the way back in the 12th seed in the AFC. Beyond that is the Dolphins. You're down there with the Dolphins now. The Dolphins, the Browns, the Titans, and Mike, the winless Jets, who may never ever win again.
They may not.
This is what it looks like right now. I do want to say good morning to everybody. Corey, what's up, bro? Corey says this. He says, feels it's about how highly ranked the Browns D is. We shattered everything that D stood for yesterday, and that's how you beat contenders. You beat the best defenses. There's so much good to say about yesterday's game, guys. And again, yes, it's the Browns, and I get that. And yes, they have one win. And yes, you can always keep saying that. But at the end of the day, you know what? This Browns team did beat Green Bay just a couple weeks ago. And this is who we got to play next. So, we're going to keep it all in context here. Phil still says, calm down. It's just another game. Tougher games are coming. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. But to an extent, we have to celebrate a little bit, especially on a short win week. It is Victory Monday, and nobody else in our division gets to celebrate that like we do. Because
I'm celebrating like crazy, because if we would have lost, everyone would be here bitching and moaning, say it was the worst loss ever. So I'm going to swing to the complete opposite end, man. This was a fucking dominant victory that we've been clamoring for the past couple of years now. We beat this team by what? Over 2 touchdowns. By over 2 touchdowns. So fuck yeah, Rebel in this victory. You beat a division rival.
Yeah,
a lot of people are calling it a trap game.
It was certainly could have been a trap game. Tortilla, my man. He says, if we use Darnell Washington, Mike, we may never lose again.
Hey, he keeps getting the X amount of snaps, we win the game. X amount of catches, we win the game. And that first play of the game when he fumbled, all I hear in studio is Ryan going, protect the ball.
I'm seeing he's running down the field, and he had no idea that guy was coming up behind him. He kept looking back over his left shoulder, but he had no clue that the guy was there. I was like, that ball's coming out. Out.
Yep.
Sure as shit.
Look Cody,
at the jumbo truck. Always great seeing Cody on the board. Cody says, Jalen Warren manhandled Myles Garrett. Everybody manhandled Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett did nothing yesterday, and it was a beauty. It was a thing to see, guys. Corey says, Phil, yes, dude, I get it, but we try to be more optimistic. We won a game. We were supposed to, and we know, and that's the thing, too. We could lose games that we're supposed to win, which we've been doing in the past, somewhat. So it's a moral victory, especially for us here in the fans. Corey says, we won a game we're supposed to, and we know how that usually goes for us. So that's something. Feel the Steel says, I'm not saying nothing until Steelers get to the AFC Championship game. That's what? That's fair. And you know what? I think it's in our grasp, Mike. I really think that at this point, certainly if we keep continuing to play better, because again, I'm saying everything. Think what it was like just a few weeks ago. This team was still having trouble keeping guys out of Aaron Rodgers' face, which again, yesterday wasn't fantastic. He wasn't able to sit back there for a minute and look around, but it certainly improved. He didn't get sacked. The offensive line, I mean, we weren't able to get out of the backfield just 3 weeks ago. The offensive line is allowing the running game to improve. Certainly, again, 100 yards rushing yesterday, a combined effort from our running backs, Mike. And then also the defense, say what you want, but they're playing about 95% better than they were just a few weeks ago. They're not missing the tackles. And I got to be honest with you, these guys are hitting hard. Like they're hitting hard.
They're hitting so hard. Like what we were saying, like these guys, like JPJ dropping the ball felt like Ike Taylor, but then the way Elliott was hitting reminded us of Ryan Clark in that era of Steelers defense. Yeah. Patrick Queen tattooing people. It was a sight to behold, man. And the sound, you were hearing the pads popping over through the TV. That's when you know those hits are good and clean. When you can hear the pop.
Yeah.
It's fucking fired up, man.
Corey says, that Phil, I get the hesitation. We are let down frequently. But you know what, guys, as I always tell Mike, we're let down less than everybody else. Because if the Super Bowl is what you go by, and only the New England Patriots are tied with us, that means everybody else has been let down more than we have because we lead the way. And as much as we've been let down, we've succeeded more than anybody. So, take that what it is. It's our squad, bro. We're winning, and let's enjoy it a little bit, right?
Exactly.
He goes on and says, frequently in the past 15 years, but this is a good look on us right now. I have low expectations still, but I'm happy. But and here's the thing, too, guys. And they're improving more every weekend. And we expected this to be a good defense at the beginning of the year, and we weren't exactly thrilled with what was going on. Yes, there was a big splash play here by Ramsey, and this was happening there. But it's starting to come around to a defense that you want to see as Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I mean, Jalen Ramsey had a couple sacks. TJ Watt had a half sack.
Right?
Harmon, Alex Highsmith back off his injury. So these are all good signs. Yes, the Browns' offense was terrible. No two ways about it.
Yeah.
No two ways about it. The Browns' offense was as terrible as can be. But you know what? They didn't score any touchdowns. That's a good sign for us. If it's a bad offense, Mike, and they would have scored 17 points, you'd say, well, what do we have to do to change this?
Exactly.
The fact of the matter is, it's you're. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Like this defense too, and like Coach Tallman said in his press conference after the game, like this is finally a healthy defense. This is what we wanted to see all year long, and we're finally seeing it. We're seeing guys make plays all over the field. You mentioned Derek Harmon. In his young career, this was his most complete game. He was out there more than Keanu Benton was, and he was playing so good too. Like with multiple pressures, sacks, moving guys around on the front for run plays. He's looking like a beast, and then everyone else is just playing damn good football. Like you said, Jalen Ramsey, 2 sacks. I think he had 3 sacks coming into this season, and he already has 3 sacks this year. He's playing lights out. Everyone's playing damn good. Joey Porter coming back too. It's huge. He was making plays all over the secondary. 0 penalties, drawing a big personal foul. This defense is looking good. Even Cole Holcomb was out there hitting people, looking good.
And even Meatwad, I mean, somebody that I complain about over and over with this Connor Hayward. He scores a touchdown. My theory is they just don't pay attention to Connor Hayward when he's out there. But you know what? It works. We'll take it. And again, Mike, these little things just got to get better every week. And as I was saying last week, if you win, stack wins. When these other teams are losing, you're just putting yourself in a better position. Don't look past these games. Don't look past Cleveland. Don't look past Cincinnati. And because again, here in Greenway, in 2 weeks, Green Bay is going to be here, and you know what? We're going to have to worry about Green Bay then. And in another week, Indianapolis is going to be here, and we're going to have to worry about Indianapolis then. Let's focus on the Bengals. As pathetic as it sounds, at the end of the day, they're professional football players. You have to focus on them just as much as anybody else. If you don't, that's when you fall into the trap games and you lose games that you should win, and all those other things that they say about our Steelers over and over and over. But at the end of the day, Mike, again, we've been disappointed a little less than everybody else with all of the Super Bowls that we have won. So if you ever feel that things are against us and aren't really working well for our football team, guys, we've been disappointed less than everybody else since the Super Bowl era began. So take that as it is. Of course, you'd like to win it all the time. You'd like to win it every year, but it's just not fact. It's just not possible. And that's why even like the teams of the decades, they come and go,
Exactly.
The Steelers of the 70s went when it was their time. The 49ers, when it's your time and you're done. Hopefully Kansas City is hitting their brick wall now. I would love to see these guys be done with their little run, but you never know, Mike. They get the big win last night over Detroit. A lot of things to go over today, guys. Also, I do know this, guys. Mike, the chances for the Steelers to make the playoffs right now is 76%. 76%. Just remember, what was it a month ago? We were at something like 3%. Baltimore was going to win the division. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals were going to do well. The Browns, blah, blah, blah. Mike, 76% chance that the Steelers make the playoffs right now. if anything says that the team is improving, these little signs and numbers that pop up along the way can certainly be a good indicator.
A very good indicator, man. And hopefully John's here can let us know the percentage that the Super Bowl champs prediction for Vegas for the Steelers. But yeah, that 76% to make the playoffs, that's a good sign. I saw something like in the history of the NFL, only like 2 teams have come back from a 1-5 record to make the playoffs. I don't think Baltimore is going to be one of those. So I think right now, this early stage, we should be knock on wood, should be a lock to make the playoffs. We're just going to keep improving week after week, playing the way they are. Don't look ahead. And the way this team's playing, man, a lot of the guys, man, you just hear them talk after the game. So like they're all focused on this one. Like Alex Highsmith said, our goal is every week to finish 1-0. So that right there is, it's that cliche you hear it a lot in college, but that's how you stay focused week after week. It's just that game in front of you. Now they got a quick turnaround. Hopefully, get your attention right on here because you got 11 days to prepare for Green Bay.
Feel the Steel says no. He says right now I am the biggest loser on the CBS Pick'em. Everybody did exceptionally better this week, guys. I noticed that everybody there has 10-9 or 8 wins. Of course, we won't reveal the results until tomorrow because we still do have 2 Monday night games. Mike, we have, I know Washington plays one game, and I know Buffalo plays Atlanta in the other game. So we won't pull out that. So I do think it's still anybody's game with the tiebreaker. So good luck to everybody on that tonight. And if you do want to join in on the CBS Pick'em, Mike, we'll put the link up on the terrible board at some point. Also, and you can just go right outside of here on our YouTube page and hit the link right at the top of the page. Sign up. It takes 30 seconds. It's absolutely free. Make your picks every week. Just see where you fall. There's no nothing. Doesn't cost anything. Anything like that. So just get in there, sign up, take your picks, see how you fall. Again, every week, guys. Mike, I'm going to hop back on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Phil still says this. What does he say? I would say, okay, now I do want to say what's up. I do recognize this name from over on Jamal's show. Tyrone Keaton, what's up? Tyrone, great having you on the terrible board. Nice to meet you, sir. Great to have you. He says, my brothers put me on to this show. And you know what? Like I said, I'm very familiar with your brother's show. I'm very familiar with all those guys. I love Jamal's show also. I can't think of the other guy's name right off the top of my head, but I do watch both of the shows. Fuck, it's going to bug me. But
it'll come to you within like a half hour.
It'll come to me. It's right as soon as somebody's typing in what it is.
Yeah.
Also, Finchy, boom, what's up, brother? Phil still says, Finch? Boom, Fincher, what's going on? I am going right here. Yeah, because Jamal's Black Magic. I always forget what the other guy's name is. Let's see. I'm going to go right here. Tyrone says, we run the North, man. We absolutely do. And it's getting better. And again, I couldn't even imagine it to be this good, Mike. As I said early on, even with Lamar Jackson out, I thought, you know what? They are a good team. People were picking this team to be in the Super Bowl this year, meaning Baltimore. You lose one guy, albeit the best guy on your team, the MVP, if you will, the quarterback. But still, Mike, I expected them to play a little bit better football as a team when Lamar went down. Right? This team is they're garbage. Yeah. They're worse than the Browns, and I can't believe what I'm seeing, Mike, because, again, you put Lamar in the lineup, they're calling this team a Super Bowl competitor.
It's wild just how much that offense runs through him. Like it truly is. Does. So, like, anyone who says he should not be, up in the MVP conversation when he's in there healthy, he might be a little crazy because we're seeing how important he is to that team. You take him out of there, is that his arm, his accuracy has improved year over year. His legs, he's still one of the best in the league at scrambling to make big plays. It's just insane. And I have a feeling like the same thing would happen in Buffalo if you lose Josh Allen too. So, Buffalo better hope they can keep him healthy as well too. But man, it's fun to watch Baltimore collapse like this.
Phil still said Steelers could have had 5 picks, but got butterfingers.
You're Taylor syndrome.
I mean, the game was a 2-touchdown win, and if they would have got a couple of these touchdowns, it could have certainly been a lot worse. So, you got to put that in consideration as well. The defense, we wanted them to come downhill on the run game, and they changed, and they run downhill in the run game, and they're stopping the run really well now, which for the beginning of the season, Mike, I didn't know if we were going to see it. It was that bad. So, again, these little errors, these mental errors, these dropping into the interceptions, I certainly expect them to get better along the way as this defense continues to get confident in itself, which you see. And while I'm talking about confidence, I want to jump over to the other side of the ball real quick with Broderick Jones. Does this game, having this success against Myles Garrett, does Myles Garrett getting absolutely nothing on the stat sheet with the exception of 2 assisted tackles? How far does that go for a young guy like Broderick Jones and his confidence, especially because he's been struggling for the most part up to this point?
Yeah, his confidence has to be going sky high at this point. And he's been getting better game after game. And this was probably his best. I don't want to say pass blocking wise, this was his best game in the NFL. I saw him have some really good games his rookie year just in the run game, but this one right here for a complete game in the pass game and the run game, this is his best game of his NFL career right here. And like you said, they didn't put a whole lot of double teams and chips over there with him. They put him on an island.
For one, that surprised me, but for two, here's my concern. I always call Broderick Jones the Etch-a-Sketch because one day when it really seems like he's getting together, he's getting it all together. He's the pitcher's coming out beautifully, and then the next game, you shake it and start over, and he's back to where there's nothing. It's like starting over from day one with Broderick Jones. That's one thing that we need to see to be a little bit more consistent, Mike. To see Broderick Jones come out this week and not shit the bed. Come out this week and have a good showing against Cincinnati. Come out this week and not let up a sack against the Bengals. I know Trey Hendrickson is questionable, Mike. He might not be in the lineup for Cincy on Thursday night, so that's a good thing. But if he can carry this over, that's the one issue I have with him. On top of the little things he needs to do better, which he seemed to look better, Mike, carrying it over to the next game, which is 4 days instead of 7. Maybe that will be a little bit of a difference, but he can't be that Etch-a-Sketch. It can't start over every week with him. He has to carry things over from one week to the next, and that's one thing we haven't seen from Broderick Jones.
If he can use this as the building block and then just keep getting better, he can take that step this year to be that left tackle that we thought we were getting in the draft. He gets it all put together to where he's just not going to let a bad rep completely ruin him, because we've seen that in games. Definitely last year, he would have a good game go and get one bad rep, and you just see everything unravel for him. Then you turn into a turnstile. This game right here, like the first drive or two, Myles was starting to beat him a little bit, but then he settled down. He got into a groove, and for a lot of times, man, they worked it perfectly. And him and Seumalo were working a really good tandem. Like you can see, they had a good plan too. Like Broderick would chip him inside because they know Myles likes to do that little Euro step to the middle, and Broderick would hit him that way, and Seumalo would be sitting there angled in a way to where he can move Myles Garrett left or right wherever he needed him to. So the play with Broderick Jones and Seumalo has been an improvement too, because Seumalo coming into this game has been a liability, and he also had a good game. You get that left side figured out, it's going to give Aaron Rodgers more times to throw because he can see the pressure coming from the right side. That blind side, you get that protected to where he doesn't have to worry. He might be able to sit in the pocket a little bit longer, allow some of those deeper routes to develop. And next thing you know, he's hitting the tight end. He's hitting whoever is playing opposite DK Metcalf instead of getting the ball out quick. So this performance right here going to have a trickle-down effect across the whole entire offense, not just for Broderick Jones.
Tyrone says, facts. I was so mad, bro. Catch like the damn ball. Damn. You know what I mean? I was at one of those balls. That's one thing that we do need to improve on, Mike. We have a great secondary. Obviously, we brought in a lot of big names. It's paying off. But you know what? The interceptions, I'd like to see more of them. We've seen that early. We've seen Chucky Clark early in the season drop a couple in a game. We've seen a couple other guys drop some interceptions. So once, again, that starts improving, Mike. And again, we're a third of the way through the season. So if you're looking at it as of in a way that you win so many games, you play so many games, and you look at your improvement, I think we're right on pace for what you'd expect to see this time of year. Nobody expected this team to be sitting in the 1 seed, certainly, which again, Mike, this time Thursday night, depending on how things play with this Buffalo game, the Steelers could ultimately be sitting at the number 1 seed. So whether that happens or whether it doesn't, this is what's going on for this team right now. Is there anybody especially the people that were saying that we were going to be in the basement of this division, they would have expected a third of the way through the season, the Steelers to be just an arm's length of the number 1 seed.
Well, they changed their tune now. This team, like Dan Orlovsky said, they better win the division and go on this huge run.
Yeah.
And like get the F out of here. But everyone is shocked in the NFL about how the Steelers are playing. Or they're saying, well, it's early. It's early for the Steelers. Okay, keep that same energy when they keep winning. And to that point, though, Deshaun Elliott said, "Hey, I can give a damn. Last year we were 8-2, 8-3 at one point. Look what happened.
We were 10 and
players
3.
are cognizant of like, hey, we cannot let this happen again. We got something good going here, and that's something good to see. Like this team is focused and dialed in right now, and I haven't seen that in a long time.
10 and 3, and we lost 5 games in a row to wrap up the season last year, Mike. 10 and 3 in a total collapse. So there's a lot of football left. There's no two ways about it. Again, through the season, who would have thought that we would be here this quick? We waited all off season. Board Jamal says he's talking to Tyrone. Hey, we appreciate that, Jamal. As always, my friend, always great having you. And again, thank you for stopping by, Tyrone, as well. Tyrone says that I'm Hypnow Glock's brother. Well, it is great to meet you, sir. Also, Tortilla is saying PFF is for astrology. Is astrology for dudes.
It is. Like if you don't know football, you go to PFF.
Jamal says Broderick Jones for MVP. You know what? Yesterday, Mike, we're going to give a game ball out later on in the show, and I don't know who we're going to give it to, but Broderick Jones certainly has to be a candidate. As again, Mike, he shuts down Myles Garrett. Something that I thought, you know what? If he was going to do it, there would also be a little all take, no give. And you know what? I like it. He shuts down with, again, not a lot of help. But Broderick Jones shuts down the greatest defensive player in the world. Is I don't know the way that PFF certainly makes him sound, Mike. But again, he comes to put Aaron Rodgers in a graveyard. That turns to nothing. He gets nothing, Mike. Not even a whole solo tackle to himself. So again, at the end of the day, I'm not even going to start the TJ in Smiles Carrot debate, but the one guy did get a half sack. One guy got a few tackles. The other guy got nothing. Nothing.
Nada.
I mean, so do what you want with that. Field of Steel says, well, finally the O-line did their effing job. Absolutely, bro. And you know what? I love to see it because, again, it's got to get better, right? It's got to continue to move in the right direction. And that's what we're hoping for, at least. And, again, I think this is another good game, Mike, to what's the word I'm looking for? To fine-tune before Green Bay and Indianapolis come to town, which are 2 home games. We'll take home games any time of the week. But this Cincinnati game, Mike, a perfect game to fine-tune to get ready to play those 2 better teams, because after that, it doesn't get much easier. There's a bunch of division games. You have the Lions. You have you still have a handful of teams. Buffalo's still on the schedule down the road. So as long as we keep improving week by week, it's not perfect, but look around the league right now. Who is dominant? Nobody. This is the perfect kind of year for the Steelers right now for what we have going on.
Yeah, the Lions going to KC, and KC was supposed to be, their team, they're up and down this year. They're down, they're out. They're back in it, they're down, they're out, and they go in and get their asses beat by Kansas City. And the Lions are supposed to be the cream of the crop of the NFC.
I mean, the thing is, you can't. My opinion is you can't ever really compare people with Kansas City. They have a weird thing going on. They have ways to win, and I don't know what it is. And again, it's just been odd for the past 5-6 years, but they just do. It's hard to compare teams against them because again,
like
they
when
started
a team would
out.
go play New England.
Exactly. When you have that team, Mike, for some reason it plays out like that, and you can't really judge yourself based on how you play against that team usually, because again, you know what, we were a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl during the Tom Brady era. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't good against Tom Brady. We weren't good against the Patriots. We didn't beat them in the playoffs, but guess what? We were good enough to win Super Bowls. So you can't really judge yourself against those particular teams. I just don't think that's fair to you and your team by doing that. Tyrone says, Jones been cooking for the last 3 weeks. Not going to lie. I love it, Mike. The offensive line.
He's been moving up and up and up and up, man.
This is the cornerstone. They started building this offensive line. They started drafting offensive line, and now you're starting to see what the idea of at least what they were looking for, and it's coming in small doses, Mike. But again, you get a little bit more fine tuning in this week against the Bengals, and then you start getting ready for Green Bay. We're going to be halfway through the season before you know it. So for where we're at right now, I got to be honest with you. I can't complain about what we're seeing from the offensive line. It is a lot better than I expected, especially early on. Mike, those first couple of weeks were rough for me. After we took that Seattle loss, after we were, again, just didn't look great on the offensive line. We still don't look great, but it's certainly improving. I think we could all admit to that.
Oh, yeah, it's trending in the right direction, and it has been for a while now.
Absolutely. Let's move along on the board. A lot of stuff going on the board today. Let's go right here. Tortilla says PFF saw Kenny Pickett put up 13 points and gave him a grade 70. Rodgers puts up 20 points and gets in the 50s. We need to stop listening to the nerd football talk. I think PFF is Mike, and I've been saying this for years. They only use it when they could use it for their argument. You know what I'm saying?
For their argument, or if they really don't know what they're talking about, they just point to it and go, "Oh, PFF."
Right. But
because it's shown on what the Sunday night game of the week, everyone's ranking out of there, so it has that. It's given a sense of legitimacy by the NFL. But, oh, look, our broadcast partner's using it, and come on now, it was founded by Chris Collinsworth. Really, is he the most impartial person in the world now? And like, oh, we watch
Cody,
every snap and every player. Get the fuck out of here.
Cody says no, for sure. Cody says we pretended the Browns were Penn State and blew them out.
We didn't get blown out.
Hey, I would have rather got blown out than losing 3 straight games to nobodies and then having my coach fired and having all my recruits quit and everything else. It's like the worst thing ever what's going on with Penn State. But we're gonna stick with the Steelers.
I'm in the portal. I'm in the portal.
I like the attitude.
I'm in the portal.
I like the attitude though, Cody. Jamal says, yeah, it's been 3 weeks for offensive line, looking like the best offensive line in the league right now. He goes on to say we lost to 6 rookies in Tomlin's era. You know what though? But Mike Tomlin is 19-0 at home against the Cleveland Browns. Do what you want with that. Again, I mean, they are a professional football team. And, listen, I don't always have the greatest things to say about some of the things Tomlin does, but to be 19-0 against anybody, anywhere in your life is impressive. Say what you will. This team's not good. They shit the bed all the time. We know this. But still, guys, they are professional football players. They find ways to win football games sometimes. Believe it or not, they beat the Packers. And in the past, they beat the Patriots. I can particularly remember them beating the Patriots when the Patriots were good. 19-0 is what Tomlin has going on against them, guys. Again, 22 straight at home overall. Mike Tomlin, 19-0. The only one that we did lose was the playoff game, but we won't talk about that right now because there's no need to, right?
Exactly.
Let's go right here. Cody says, Ryan, and you thought we could possibly lose, easy win. You know what? I kind of play it so I can't lose, Cody. I said I think these guys can beat us, and then I also come out and I say I think the score is going to be 24-10 the Steelers. Yeah. So I kind of play the field in the way that I can't lose, and it works for me half of the time, and it doesn't work for me for the other half of the time, right?
I'm the only one who did pick the Browns to win.
You are the only person, and you always pick weird though.
Yeah, and that weird feeling in the back of my head, like all the stats were lining up for us, the trends were lining up for us. Like it's got to swing back the other way. I'm happy I'm wrong.
Brian Pasquale on the board. What's up, brother? Always great seeing you on the board. He says hi, Ryan. Hi, Mike. Tyrone says 4-1. But you know what? I love 4-1. I'm gonna love 5-1 even better. Just a couple days away, of course. Thursday night football. But first, we have to get through Monday Night Football tonight, guys. A couple games, which I like this. You know what, Mike? I like the weird Sunday morning games because I like to wake up and there be football happening. It's already going. I don't have to wait till 1 o'clock. I don't mind Sunday morning. I like a couple extra games on Monday night. I don't know. I dig all this extra shit, man. It's, we love our football and we're getting it in higher volumes. So how could you not like that?
Exactly.
Jamal says Tomlin is the GOAT. Tyrone says at work tuned in. True Steeler. Tell him, Jamal. Hey, we know Jamal's a true Steeler fan. And like I said, Tyrone, glad to have you on too, man. Like I said, I'm certainly familiar. I've been over on your shows. Tortilla says, all my homies love Mike Tomlin. Jamal, he says, laugh my fucking ass off. I need to chill and take these dang on calls. Do what you got to do, brother. Also, Cody says, did you see how many big hits we were getting? David Njoku missed an easy play because he was scared. And I got to be honest with you, Mike, I'm seeing that all game with these drop passes by Judge Judy and by everybody on this team. You know what? These guys generally catch the ball. I think a lot of it was the way we were hitting them. We were truly
they were peeking over.
Absolutely.
They were peeking, man. They were doing that quick little look to see where they were coming from. And then Browns fans were shitting on Dylan Gabriel. Oh, he's throwing hospital balls. Like, he's putting that ball in a tight window. His guys are letting him down by, doing that little peek because they were just getting rocked on some. That's all in the receivers, man. They were scared.
They were scared, and that's the thing. You can't not say that they weren't, because a pass straight to Judge Judy, right out of his hands, he drops it straight down to the ground. That's not characteristic. Yeah. It was because we were sticking them. And you know what? This is what Cincinnati's expecting. This is what Cincinnati, they know it's coming. And they even chase them. Like they say we're going to come and raw dog them. Right in their own stadium. So I'm looking forward to the raw dogging.
So that's why I like Jamar Chase. He's not afraid to speak the truth of the matter. And in colorful manner. I like it.
Not a big fan, but you know what? That's all right, too. Jamal says 4-1. We enjoying the ride, brother. Absolutely. That's all I'm saying. Let's just enjoy this, guys, because, again, week 6, things could be a lot worse. Look at the rest of our division, and these were all teams that were supposed to be better than we were. So
if I'm going to bitch after a loss, I'm going to be fucking happy after a win.
Absolutely.
Enjoy Tortilla the fucking I'm going to smell the roses type of guy.
Tortilla says Njoku started dropping balls when he ran in the middle after he took that hit. He says we rattled the shit out of him. We sure did, man. Mm-hmm. And Njoku was the one that I was worried about. I wasn't worried about he's the one that hurts us, and big guy over the middle. Tyrone says we celebrating and locked in for Thursday. We sure are, bro. Dude, Thursday, I can't wait. Listen, as a fan, I love short weeks. I know players hate it, but as a fan, I want to see my team all the time. Jen was panicking when Boz fell, which I noticed, guys. They started the new sod yesterday already. As soon as the game was over, they were ripping up the grass, Mike. They're going to have new sod down for when we get home to play at Green Bay in 11 days or whatever you said it was. And that's a good sign, because that grass was bad.
That shit was terrible. That reminds me of the fields that we used to play on as kids.
I mean, you're putting millionaires out there in a $1 billion industry, and your hope, come on, that's definitely not a good recipe for success.
No.
Tyrone says A-Rod for MVP. Hey, you know what? We were 10-3 last year. We'll wait to have that conversation. So
he's playing under the true definition of MVP. He's playing like an MVP.
But Mike, these quarterbacks had us at 10-3 last year. These guys that aren't MVP style or caliber.
No, but he's already thrown for 10 touchdowns. And I think that's the most we've had in the season in a while.
Yeah, still behind a lot of other guys. Mike, Tortilla says we need to lay some carpet down for Boz next time. Well, hopefully when he comes home, it's going to be better. They did start ripping the sod out yesterday as game end. I did see this, so that's going down. Jamal says, hey, you go steal my joy. We 4-1. F you, we win in the Super Bowl. That's right, baby. That's where I'm at. We're going to win the Super Bowl, man. Tortilla says, I heard David Njoku rethink his career. Tyrone says, we was lighting him up for real. Elliott smacked that boy, and Thornhill laid the boot. You ain't kidding. And Thornhill's hitting, and even little Eccles was hitting. I mean, you got to love. There's so much we're going to, Mike. We are going to hit our grades today. We have to get the grades. We have to get the game ball. So many different things. Everybody in the division loses again this over the weekend, Mike. The Ravens falling 17-3 in their game with the Rams. Of course, the Browns losing to us, and then the Bengals. Joe Flacco is hoping to get another win against Green Bay, getting him his second opportunity this year as he beats him with the Browns. Mike, he did not get the win. The Packers beat the Bengals as well, and this puts the Steelers. We're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty at this point. And again, a lot of season left, 66% of the season left, but we are, guys, just in fingers reach of the number 1 seed as of right now. So keep winning the ones you're supposed to win. and win some of them ones that they're not counting on you to win. And I think you're going to be just fine. Jamal says exactly, we're 4-1, getting better, figuring things out. Thornhill and Elliott, no fly zone. I'm loving the secondary. We've never had a great secondary, certainly for years. In the 90s would have been the last time we had a great secondary. Mike, I'm not worried about the passing game now. I'm really not.
No. And just in the Tomlin press conference, he said, yes, we built this secondary with Cincinnati in mind. We went out and got these guys to go up against that secondary, and I can't wait to see them go up against that receiving core this week. Yes, they don't have Joe Burrow, but man, I just want to see them lock down Chase, lock down Higgins. Man, let's let these guys play. Let them lay the lumber on these guys. Let's see if we can make them quit.
Absolutely. Cody says Myles Garrett, no sack. Myles Garrett has no sack. Tyrone, yes, the Tomlin conference is on, and usually it's Tuesday, but since it is Monday, Mike is keeping a close eye on that, and if there's any notable news or information, he will get that out to us. Mike, did you get a haircut? You look different. That's true. What's going on, man?
The locks got cut this weekend. They'll be back.
They'll be back tomorrow.
Short week. Got to save the locks for Thursday.
What Phil still says, what the fuck? A couple of weeks ago, terrible words were being said about a Steel defense sucking and being paid too much, and now, the defense looks good. You know what, though? A couple of weeks ago, they did look bad, and they were sucking. And now they are looking good. I just think that,
can only speak to what we see.
Yeah, I mean, the line didn't look like it had any. I mean, they weren't stopping the run. Our inside linebackers weren't playing downhill. I mean, you can certainly say that we've improved over the past few weeks. And I ain't going to lie, Mike, the time off, I think, certainly contributed to that as well. Tyrone says defense.
And guys are back healthy now.
You're right. For the most part. We'll get into some injuries here in a second. Tyrone says defense did have a rough start. Now they locked in. I couldn't agree more. I mean, they're not letting running backs get out of the backfield. The things that you're supposed to do if you're a good defense, and we were doing them. Looking good. Tortilla says Juju was getting thrown around after that game. You know what? That was crazy, though. That was guy, who was it? Branch Pump smacked him in the head.
Branch, yeah. Juju channeled who's in your Hines Ward right there.
I liked it. He chased him. He showed some fight. I liked it, man.
He's a little Juju as a slot receiver is a great NFL player. Juju as a number 2 is vastly overrated. Yep. He was destined to be a slot guy. I liked him since the one time I saw him against you. He played for USC and beat Penn State. And I was like, this cat's good. When we got him, I was like, oh, this cat's good. Oh, this cat's gone off the deep end like every receiver for the Steelers. And he's the only one who's ever left Pittsburgh who's went on to have a good career after leaving, him and Emmanuel Sanders. So, well done to Juju.
Tyrone says the Browns always clowns. You ain't kidding, man. Tortilla follows it up with the Cleveland Clowns. Tyrone says, I saw that Branch slap the shit out of Juju. That caught me off guard. He just walked up too,
right after you, just right in the jaw.
Jamal says, yeah, he really beat him up. I was just seeing the photos. Tyrone says we need Calvin Austin. We really do. I would like to get Calvin Austin back. But again, guys,
Wilson, baby.
The other day, yesterday, Mike, was only the second time in Steeler franchise history where where there were 4 tight ends that caught a pass in the game. This was the second time in Steeler history where 4 different tight ends caught a pass in the same game. Second time.
Did you see what year it was or no?
I'm sure you could look it up. It should be pretty easy to look. Tyrone joins the Pick'ems. Nice, man. Welcome to the Pick'ems, Tyrone. Get in and get them. I think you can still get your Monday picks in today, all the way up until the game. So Izzy Tyrone, that's the name I was trying to think of. Yes, thank you, sir. Scott Atkins, what's up, dude? Great seeing you back on the terrible board. He says, forget about the Browns. Forget about the Browns. It's bungle time. They have to limit. And then my board goes moving on me real quick. Hold on. They have to they have to limit the effect on Higgins and Chase. Absolutely. And you know what? I like the fact that they're my only 2 concerns. They don't have a running game. Their defense is terrible. Their offensive line's pathetic. And Joe Flacco just doesn't seem like he's going to be enough to be that difference to make this a team that that makes noise, Mike. So to me right now, it feels that Chase and Higgins, they had good numbers yesterday, especially Chase.
Yeah.
I'm just not scared of them at this point. I'm not scared of Cincinnati to any degree.
Me either. Normally I can drum up reasons why. Like Chase and Higgins are really the only ones that come to mind. I don't even know who their tight end is at the moment or their running back. So right now, you lock down Higgins, you lock down Chase. You should be in good. You should have pretty good success against them.
Yes, Izzy 6. Thank you guys. I definitely know Izzy. He always wears a Steeler jersey. I listen. Sometimes I just don't retain. Also,
you think?
Jabal says we run the North, looking to run the AFC. That's right. Cody says Baltimore is Penn State coach. Baltimore is Penn State coach is next. Too soon?
I'm in the portal. I don't care about Penn State right now.
Mm-hmm.
I care about the players. I don't care about the coach. Don't care about the teams. The kids, man. I want them to play well.
Corey says we have a chance to be 4 games up. That's exciting shit for real, because the way it's looking right now, we're going to be the only team from the North to get in. We run the playoffs, or none of the North does. Again, it's guys, 33% of the way through. So there's still a lot of football, but guys, these are definitely good thoughts. But one thing I always got to say, we were 10-3 last year for losing 5 in a row, 4 to end the season, and then 1 in the playoffs, of course, to Baltimore. I want to keep that in mind. RB, what's up, bro? Always great seeing you on a terrible board. RB says Lamar is always MVP candidate, but him being a top 5 quarterback is laughable. Top 5 athlete, yes, to be, but an actual quarterback, you need consistency. Make every NFL throw. Lamar has like 3 to 5 throws.
Well, his completion percentage is just like a half a point below Mahomes, and he's like a full point ahead of Joe.
Mahomes ain't doing great either.
Of what's his name up in Josh Allen. So those are considered 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. So he's right there with them.
Again, 1 win. That tells me the quarterback play wasn't looking good even when he was in. But we will see. We'll see. He'll be back eventually. 1 win is 1 win. Cody says, "What's that?"
I said it's bad down there in Baltimore.
It sure is. Cody says, "Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in." Tortilla
Steelers, they're like the mob, man.
Tortilla says Drew Aller is out for the season. Browns will draft him 1st overall. I seen somebody make this argument yesterday. It was a Browns fan. They literally said somebody was on there. It was like a bunch of Browns people commenting, and somebody from the Steelers chimed in and said something. And the Brown fan literally said that he's like, you know what? Take that win. You won't get a high draft pick. So I mean, Cleveland's already done. They've already thrown in the towel. It's you've played 5 games.
We won't have a high draft pick. We'll have a playoff run.
And you know that the Browns always make well on their draft picks, so I'm sure that's going to turn out well for you.
Their vaunted draft class didn't do too well.
Scott says Ramsey's the new Spider-Man. Spider-Man, where are you coming from? Spider-Man, nobody knows where you are. I love Ramsey.
He was all over the place.
2 sacks. Come on. I mean, this guy, big time difference maker. I love some Jalen Ramsey. Corey says, I keep hearing to look out for the quarterback at Indiana is our next QB1. Mike, I'm hearing this too. I'm seeing a lot of good numbers, and they get the big win also over the weekend.
The only way we're getting him is if we make a trade all the way up the board. Right now, he's fast rising up every evaluation right now.
Tortilla says we got Herbig is more like Spider-Man, Ramsey's more like Batman, and Watt is like Superman. Hayward is the Hulk, Rogers is Iron Man, and Mike Tomlin is Nick Fury.
He's passing out the entire Avenger movie and the DC. Where's Derpy when you need him?
Yeah, where's Derpy at with his cape when you need him? Mark Malone, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Mark Malone on the board. Mark Malone says, thought we'd start 6-0. Close enough, man. We could be 5-1 here in a couple days. But he's saying he's still looking, Mike, to go 14-3. Which, again, the schedule is going to be considerably harder through the second half of the season. Yeah. We wrap up the first half with these 2 games after Cincy, and they're getting a little better. They're getting a little stronger, Green Bay and Indy. But like I said, the second half's going to be tough, guys. We do got some tough ones in there. We got all the division games left throughout the second half of the year. We have Detroit, we have Buffalo, we have the Chargers, and then of course we have our Dolphins and games like this, the Bears. So we'll see, guys. It's looking good. It's looking good at this point. So we're going to take it and we're going to run with it. Scott says Steelers stacking AFC wins like the poker dealers say, man. You got to. Here's the thing: we're 3-0 in the AFC. The only, and we're 1-1 in the NFC. The only loss to the NFC West, NFC, what are they? The West squad, Seattle we lost to. So we're 3-0 in the conference. That's really good. 1-0 in the division. That's good. We'll take it.
Yep.
Stack them wins, baby. Steve M. I'm not sure if this is your Steve M, but I do want to Steve M.
That's
Mike,
my
but I do want to
brother.
say welcome. All right. Steve is saying Happy Victory Monday. I'll hit the like button. We appreciate that, Steve. Great seeing you on the board, dude.
Poor Steve. He's in enemy territory, unfortunately. He's holding down Steeler Nation up in Cleveland all by himself, fighting the good fight.
Hey, I could respect that. Feel the Steel says, I always tell Choker fans here in Texas, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Fact. The Cowboys ain't looking too fantastic, huh? Want to know? You know what? We are want to know since the Derpy incident. This could be the big thing, Mike. It could be everything could come back to that Derpy incident when it's all said and done. So if they win the Super Bowl this year,
it's all Derpy, man. It's all the dirty pillows.
We got Derpy's dirty pillows, I think. As Finch called him, Cody says Spencer Anderson gets the game ball for shutting down Myles Garrett. We're all getting Broderick Jones from. Yeah.
He was left on an island a lot, too.
He was left on the island a lot. He was. Cody says Derpy's somewhere on another planet naked in front of his computer.
Actually,
God, I hope it doesn't pop up. Yeah.
Speaking of, we have a live looking at Derpy.
Oh, don't. I love it.
Corey Beavers with the behind the scenes footage right there. He found that one for us. Thank you, Corey.
I love the Corey art. Thank you. Always great stuff. That's fantastic, actually.
I've been sitting on that one.
Let's see. Mark Malone, KC gets all the calls. That's what I was trying to say without saying it. I didn't want to be that guy. But you're right. They get the calls. I'll get less of the calls, and they're starting to win less games. It's funny how that works. But, they pick a team every decade. They do that for, Mike. Matter of fact, they do it so much that they picked New England to do it for a couple decades.
Yeah, for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. Let me try to find where I'm at. See, I got the computer issue again. I'm on the small screen, so I'm trying to figure. Try not to lose my mind. Basically, is what I'm saying. I will catch up. All right, right here. There's your brother. There's. All right, Cody. Cody says, "Feel the steel. You in Texas? You guys are like twins. Might as well be twins." Somber, what's up, bro? Always great seeing you on a terrible board. Somber back. He says PFF is only good for stats. Their rankings are piss poor. Always have been. They're just so inaccurate and weird. Again, how does Myles Garrett grade high?
T.J. Watt, Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith. He ranked higher than all of them.
All those guys had a sack.
Yeah.
Well, TJ had a half sack, but Mike, and get this. The leaders on our team right now, Nick Herbig leads the way with 4.5 sacks. TJ Watt has 3.5 sacks. Jalen Ramsey tied in third place with Derek Harmon. Mike, they both have a couple of sacks. That's the top threekers on our team. So what you want with that?
That's insane.
Feel the still said that Cody El Paso. Dallas choker town, but now our Steelers are choking, getting there, but not finishing and getting to the AFC Championship, much less Super Bowl. Mark Maloney says you don't want to talk about getting blown at Sandusky State. Creepy Valley, I heard somebody call it over the weekend.
Yeah, Creepy Valley, yeah. Good thing I entered the portal. I decommitted.
You better. You're finally just accepting it, though. This is what people have been saying all along. Thank you, Tyrone. Greatly appreciated, brother. We appreciate you, man. He says anything Steelers I love, and here we go. That's right, baby. Somber says after that Elliott hit, they looked scared. I was too. I wasn't even playing. He was looking like Ryan Clark out there, Mike. It looked like
he was
Ryan Clark, and I loved it. And when was that penalty? Was that called on him down inside the 10-yard line on that hit, or inside the 15 on that big hit?
Yeah, on the
There was
big
like
hit.
2
Apparently,
penalties.
he's supposed to remove his head and get the hit and put it back on because he led with his shoulder. But you can't put your own head like this. You're gonna break your own neck hitting a guy. It was a bullshit call.
Absolutely. We out physicaled them. Cody said we sure did, and they were supposed to be the physical. And here's the thing, Mike. I mean, we're the Steelers. We sometimes forget that we're known as being physical as well. So people say, Cleveland's physical, whatever. Come on, Cleveland hasn't won a game here in 22 freaking years. How physical can they be? Steelers are the model for the physical team. I don't think anybody would disagree with that on a consistent basis. From the 70s at least. Who else would you even put in that category for that period of time? I don't really. I can't think of anybody. Philadelphia generally has tough defense. Chicago generally has tough defense. But as far as a standard of tough defense, it's been the Steelers since over 50 years.
Yeah, it really has been.
Let's see. Double O, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Double O. There we go. Double O says, "Are your cap locks broken?" He's probably saying that to Phil, I'm guessing. Also, I do want to get down here. Okay, there we go. Phil still says, "Hey, two dumb yinzers, to give Derpy big props, you both should come on out topless to honor Derpy here in the two dumb yinzers." We could do that. Mike, you might want to do a couple sit-ups, and then we'll get on that. We'll
do some sit-ups, do some benches early, get the blood going, get looking all vascular.
Right. And A-Rod we trust, Tyrone is saying. You know what? It is what it is. We didn't know what to expect with him coming in, guys, but it's better than I expected. But again, guys, we were 10-3 last year. Keep that in mind. I agree we're in a better position. I agree we're in a better place. And I agree that we resemble a real football team. Where I don't think that you could even said that, Mike, as of last year, because the years prior to that, things got so bad and so ugly and so off track. I don't even know what the hell happened. But I would have to say, I keep going back to this 10-3 last year and then the slide. But this team certainly looks like they're playing better football, Mike, than any of those teams that we've seen over the past 5-6 years. Just the little things. Being able to run the ball regularly, being able to pass the ball regularly, being able to do a lot of things that we haven't been able to do regularly in the past certainly is an improvement for this team.
Oh yeah, they're moving in the right direction, man. Like just keep beating asses, keep playing physical.
Somber says Pitt plays NC State at home the day before our home game against Green Bay. We'll see what that field looks like. Yeah, I mean it'll be a little tore up, but usually after a game, it's not that bad. They've been playing Pitt games there all season. They've had Steeler games there all season, and I do know, guys, that here at the end of it won't be long. High school football championship games we played there as well. So I do expect it to be nasty down the road, but I think we're going to be okay for a couple games. It takes a few, and then the weather starts playing a role. So I think we'll be okay for these two. After that, when we come back home, we'll see then. But I think we'll be okay for the next two home games, Green Bay and Indianapolis, hopefully anyway. If not, maybe it'll be an advantage in our favor. Who knows?
Yep.
Tortilla says apparently Mike Tomlin ripped the Browns for trading Flacco. I'm just seeing the headline. Haven't seen the clip.
Yeah. He was like he's scratching his head at why they would trade a quarterback to a division rival. He's like, that doesn't make sense to me or anyone here in the building. But hey, it works for you. I guess it works for you.
It didn't surprise me at all. The Browns are fucking terrible, and they always do stupid shit, right?
It just wild that the Browns would do
that. Scott says, "Where's the big L sign?" I have to work on that. It's true. I forgot actually, Scott. Thank you for reminding me. He says the big L sign for the Bungles, the Brown Eyes, and the Baltimoreans right behind us. We have to get that. I will work on that. Cody says if Flacco beat the Packers with the Browns and lost to them with the Bengals, that should say everything. The Bengals suck. Got to put it in consideration. Tyrone says DK is top 10 wide receiver in the league. I agree. I would agree.
4 straight games with the touchdown, baby.
Somber says he mentioned it. Yeah, I guess you can call that rip since Tomlin usually never usually name drops in a negative regard.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very Brown-like to me. It didn't surprise me one bit. You have a veteran who's a good guy that you could fall back on. Let's give him to a division opponent. Why not? a team that's doing better than us. I mean, it was just very Cleveland. It didn't surprise me at all. Cody says a couple weeks ago they looked like Dookie. Mark Malone says the key to this secondary success, none of them have been coached by Tomlin. Let's see. We appreciate that, Jamal. Thank you. So hit that like button. 007, Nick Herbig taking over Alex Highsmith's job. I don't know if he's I mean, he's certainly next on line. If Alex Highsmith, I forget what year he's in, Mike. I know he did get the extension a couple years back. I do think that Herbig is certainly the next guy in line, and he's becoming a kind of a beast in his own right. He doesn't have the size, but you know what, Mike? He held up his own when Highsmith was out, stopping the run. Not only being the pass rusher, he was certainly able to step up and help with the run stopping as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you gotta like what you're seeing from Herbig. No two ways about that.
Yeah, 2028 is when Highsmith becomes a free agent.
Oh, jeez. Why does it feel like okay? Phyllis Steele says this. He says Mark Malone, no. Teflon Don is doing great right now. Teflon Don is the man right now. 4-1. Ozzy, what's up? Great seeing you on the board, Ozzy. Welcome. Ozzy says the difference with Derek Harmon being available and now another week removed and healthier from his injury is worth note. Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. He's fucking tearing it up.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Mike? And this is what we said. When he gets back in, listen, we also was talking about betting a little bit yesterday. Let me get to betting in a second. But we were saying, Mike, if these front defensive linemen, if they could step up, if Harmon could play have a good successful rookie season and not look like a rookie, and if Benton could come out and finish plays like he hasn't done in the past, it's going to ultimately create a better defense overall. It's going to help the secondary. It's going to help linebackers the whole way around. And that's what you're seeing, Mike. This defensive line is playing good football. Derek Harmon is a rookie playing good football. Y.A. Black filling in when he has to fill in, playing good football. Even Benton, Mike, he's not making the highlight reel with his plays a couple weeks ago in Europe. But you know what? His play is better as well. If this team just continues to move in the right direction, that's all I'm saying. You got Cincy. Let's get this win. Let's get the 5-1. Then we'll take that 11 days to prepare for the next game. So you got time to get healthy. You got time to prepare. I like the way things are going, but I do want to say this, guys. Myles Killebrew. Let's talk about this injury for a minute. Myles Killebrew going down, Mike, and it seems like a significant knee injury from what we're reading and what we know. Mike, now personally, I don't think that the losing Myles Killebrew affects the team as much as people says that it does. Yes, he is a special team All-Pro. Yes, he's one of the best on special teams. But I got to be honest with you, we have nice special teams. Our coverage was real nice. And I think that we could be fine without Myles Killebrew in the lineup if he has to be out for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think we'll be just fine without him. It sucks because he's the guy that we use for like the trick plays on special teams, but I'm sure we can find someone else on there to lead the way there. But it kind of sucks that he is the special teams captain. He is the one who kind of holds it together. But we've got some good guys on that unit. We say what we will about him, but little Meatwad gets down there too. Bruner's getting down there. Peyton Wilson is also on special teams. He was a demon yesterday too. He was around the ball, so I think we'll be fine. It's significant. Right now, it's not devastating, but we'll see down the line. If special teams start to slip, it could be a devastating injury, Ryan.
Hey, that's why we do the picks, man. That's why we do them every week.
Yeah, that's why you get blamed for every injury.
Tortilla says, I'd say benching Clark has been secondary success. Highsmith was great against the run as well. Harmon and Hayward look great. Watt is still Watt. Corey says the win worries me in a sense that we embarrassed them and we put up 23 without a wide receiver too. So now what's the incentive to get one? We always find a way to justify our delusion. And it's interesting, Corey, because as I stated earlier, just one target to a wide receiver on one target, just one through the whole game that wasn't named DK Metcalf. All the other passes went to running backs and tight ends. So maybe this is the vision. Maybe this is what Arthur Smith wants. Maybe he doesn't want a fast guy that could run and make touchdowns and big plays. He wants to go all tight ends, which is fine too. I think I understand, but it's working at this point. When we lose or we get knocked out of the playoffs, I guess we could bitch about it then. But one pass went to a wide receiver that wasn't named DK Metcalf, just one, and it was completed for that fact, Mike. It was a catch by Roman Wilson for 12 yards. So again, like he hasn't dropped the pass yet. Didn't drop a pass in preseason for some reason. They just they're not using him enough.
Not using them. And hey, we are the number 14 scoring offense in the league.
So we moved up.
We moved up. We are very close to becoming a top 10 scoring offense in the league. We are just like 1.5 points per game away from being a.
And we got a pretty bad Bengals defense this weekend, Mike. So don't hold.
So two Chris Boswell missed field goals and going for it on 4th and 1 against New England, I think it was, or whoever we did that 4th and 1 on. We would those 3 plays right there, those 9 points have held us back from being a top 10 scoring offense in the NFL. Just to put it into perspective there.
Let me find where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought Benton. He's at. He definitely don't have 5 sacks. I don't know. Let me try to find where I'm at. Benton? I don't know. I just kind of passed it as I was going down. I'm not even at that point yet. Right here.
Benton
there we go. Cody says Darnell Washington, 62 yards. Okay, we just got that one. Tyrone says my dog Joey Porter Jr. going to lock down T. Higgins, and Ramsey locked down Chase. I love this secondary. I love it. If only we would have built a secondary all those years when we were just falling short to New England. Because, come on, that's what killed us. Let's face it. He passed the ball over us. Mark Malone says he is Philistine. I'm just glad we have Ramsey, Slay, Eccles, Thornhill, Elliott. Absolutely. I love our secondary. Tyrone, DK made the Campbell baby food. Cody Lamar only plays good versus bad teams. You know what? It sure seems
he always has that one mistake against those good teams, man.
Yep. Absolutely. Let me try something here. No, that ain't gonna work. Let's see. Franco Mob. Let's try to scooch up here. Jen says, great to see Derpy in the Sunday show. I tell you what, Derpy did good. I was proud of him, man. He looked good. He did good.
He rallied, man.
He rallied.
Man. He showed up. He was the Jalen Ramsey of the show this week. We thought he was down and out.
I thought it was going to take a little longer, but he jumped back, Mike. He rebounded, and good for him. Tyrone says, Bills Commanders are my picks. I think that's who's the Commanders playing. I forget off the top of my head. It's the Bills in Atlanta and Commanders and somebody could just help me. Oh yeah, those are my picks too, Tyrone. Those are my picks too. Washington's been, I don't know. It's hard to tell with Washington right now. I picked them a bunch early and they were losing, but now you do have the quarterback back, so I went with them again. No, not AI Derpy. Tortilla says. Corey B is the GOAT. Richard says DK should be running for the game ball, which he could have been running the ball as DK did line up in the backfield yesterday. Ralph, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Ralph on the board. Tyrone says, here we go, Steelers. Here we go, Steelers. Go into the Super Bowl, baby. I hope you're right, my man. Cody says the refs were annoying yesterday. Let them play the damn game. Ozzy says, yes, 20 years is a couple of decades. How astute. Phyllis still says, overall poopers, week 6, grade A. Cody, I've thought Benton had 5 sacks. I don't think Benton. I don't know if you're
Benton has
being
1.5.
Yeah, I didn't know if you're being facetious or not, but that was that. Also, Jamal says, laugh my ass off. I'm starting to think being a Steeler fan is like being on drugs. I'm losing my money just to talk to my bros about our team. Well, we're here for you, man. Don't know how your job is or what it is, the situation, but we're here for you, bro. Anything that you need. Phyllis still says, here's my game ball versus the Poopers goes to 51. We know that Herbig he's making such an impact on his defense. Gotta love what you're seeing with Herbig, Mike.
Oh, fuck yeah. He's playing at an elite level right now.
Yeah, he really is. And you know what? It doesn't seem like he just comes out fired up. You know what I mean? There's never those moments when you're like, Herbig doesn't look like he's ready to play today. Herbig this, Herbig does that. You gotta really like what you see about this guy, Mike. He comes with his own energy, and it's always always timely at really good times throughout the
Yeah.
course of a game.
He's got to hope, like, he is the injury bug, like Watt and Highsmith, man. He's going to miss a game or two here or there. That's just like the knock on all three of them, man. They just miss some time. But hopefully their injury woes for the year behind them, because we saw all three out there together, and the way they can move those guys around, and then when they're all three out there, like who's rushing, who's dropping into coverage, where are they going to rush from? I love seeing all three of them out there confuse that defense.
Okay, yeah. Tyrone was saying no, he only got 1.5 or 2 sacks. You know what? PQ's badass, dude. Patrick Queen, were Mike. Beginning of the year, I was a little hard on him because I know how good he is, and I know how good he could play. PQ was out there sticking folks yesterday, dude, and I gotta be honest. I couldn't be happier. Mike, he is becoming that thumper in the middle that we wanted. I seen him break on plays, on run plays, get in the backfield as the handoff was being handed off, and PQ was right there to make the big hit. He's coming along big time. Back to that player that we thought that we were getting initially from Baltimore, Mike. So again, just another part of the machine that's moving in the right direction as we needed to move in the right direction moving forward. Because we're going to make that late run this year. We're not going to fall like we've been in the past. Jen says sometimes you got to ring a guy's bell, especially if he's a Brownie. Yep. Absolutely. And we did. We rung their bell. Mike, what's up, Mike Carr on the board? Great seeing you, my man. He says, how does a guy throw a ball from the pocket 15 rows in the seats and they don't call and touch the ground? And that was a very interesting question. I agree.
Like what the hell? The ref was like 44 was in the general area. Yeah, he was below the goalpost. But
he was in the same zip code, yes. But great seeing you, Mike, on the board. Cody says, Deshaun Elliott said he hit the wide receiver so hard. He injured Joey Porter, too. Tyrone says that play A-Rod rolled out and flicked to Warren. Oh, dude. It's just some of the shit that he does. Like even the pass to Meatwad, the touchdown pass to Connor Hayward was, pretty
Don't
super.
Throw across your body.
Went across body. I mean, the guy was going the other direction. That's why, like I'm saying, those are the X factors that we were okay with. When you were looking at Aaron Rodgers' age, we were like, we were looking at the circus. We were like, we were looking at the appearances on the Pat McAfee show. We were like, but he has an X factor, Mike. He has something in here between here and here that makes him, again, at 41, he was that guy. He's still good enough to do the things he did, Mike, because of this right here.
Yeah, some of those plays were vintage Aaron Rodgers from his prime years when he was rattling off MVPs and being considered one of the greatest of all time. So you can see why. And he doesn't move as fluidly as he once did. The arm strength for the deep ball isn't there as consistently as you like, but those little plays right there, and he still gets it, man. And that's what I was excited to see. But the other stuff that you just talked about, we were worried about. But this year, I haven't seen him this dialed in to a football season in a long time. I was
not with the Jets.
Yeah, before the McAfee show blew up when he was on there every week, he hasn't been this dialed in a long time. And I think that's a big part of it is him and the Steelers to say, no, you're focused. If you're here, you're here. Focus on the Steelers, and he is damn dialed in.
And again, another thing about Pittsburgh, there's not much to do here besides play football. We talked about this earlier. I'm like, you're in Miami, there's things to do. You're in California, there's things to do. Even New York, there's a lot of things to do. When you're in Pittsburgh, all there is to play football. That's one of the things that I do like about the environment here. Guys come here, they have to focus on football because there's not really a whole lot going on as far as nightlife, as far as all those kind of exciting things. So, again, you notice that, guys, when guys come here to play, there's a lot more focus because they're not out at the clubs in the middle of the night in Miami or any of these places for that matter of a fact. Like, even if you're in Carolina, it's still things to do. Where Pittsburgh, it's football. All we have is football, and you know what? I'm cool with that.
Football or Tequila Cowboys with Todd Haley.
Yeah. Jamal says that was a bad call. The receiver had time to protect himself. He didn't just try. No, I know.
It was one of those bang bang plays, and we saw earlier in the game too. Deshaun Elliott throttled down when he could have destroyed the receiver when the ball's underthrown or dropped. So it's not like he's out there head hunting. When he can throttle down, he can. But the guy caught the ball. I'm sorry, that's fair fucking game. And it was a bang bang football play. shit like that happens. He led with the shoulder. Yeah, the head hit him, but what's he supposed to do with his own head? Like that's the thing a lot of people don't seem to grasp is he led with the shoulder. Yeah, the head's going to be out further than the shoulder. He didn't go in like, diving in head first. He moved it to the side. Some bullshit call, though.
Tyrone says, Joey Porter Jr. said Judge Judy was talking a lot of shit, and he told him to go hold that L. I did see that. Derp Dog, what's up, big Derp Dog? Derpy's,
Derp?
Wait a minute. He says, where's the hair, Vanilla?
Just with your shirt, buddy. They're taking it off day. This is me showing support for you, bud.
Let's see what's up, Derpy. Let's see. He says, yes, that's very much Baldy. Then he finishes follows it up by saying, boom! Cody says you get an A+ for being a good sport with the jokes. Yeah, he really did. He hopped back on and he did the review game last night. I was proud. He came out and he was exposed. Well, not fully exposed like he does, semi-exposed, which I think we're all grateful for. But I think he did a great job. Also, Jamal says facts. I said the same shit. That trade was to protect us from sweeping the division. And you know what? That could be it too, guys. I just don't really see a lot of hope in those two orange hat teams. I just don't. The teams from Ohio, again, you put Lamar Jackson back in there for Baltimore and they have a bunch of winnable games. I think they win a bunch of the games on the second part of the stretch. These other two teams, Cleveland and Cincinnati, they have a lot of issues. Cleveland, the only thing that they really have going for them is that defense. Cincinnati don't even have that. So, Again, the Orange Hats, not a lot of confidence, Mike, that they are going to do anything, as a matter of fact, this year.
I don't think they're going to do diddly fucking poo.
Tyrone says, how y'all feel about Muth? Jamal Hush. Oh, shit. Yeah, I know you don't like Muth. You know what? For what it is now, I guess it is what it is. Again, it was only the second time we hit 4 tight ends in a game over the weekend. We're going to roll with it. I love Washington. I'm very comfortable with saying Washington's my number 1 tight end. But I don't think that these other guys aren't good. I think Jonnu Smith is a playmaker. And again, Mike, I think that Muth is very solid. As a matter of fact, he was one of the best tight ends in Steeler history through the first 4 years of his career, as far as catches, percentage, everything like this. So it is what it is for now. We have 4 tight ends. I wish we had a wide receiver too, but you know what? This seems to be working, and this seems to be the offensive coordinator's vision. As long as it keeps working, I guess I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, and like Tomlin said in his press conference, he said we have 4 unique tight ends. Darnell Washington's your typical blocker who can also make plays in the passing game. Jonnu Smith is your more modern day type of guy. He's playmaker. Pat Freiermuth, he called him a zone killer. You go up against teams that run a lot of zone. Pat Freiermuth can find spots in there, and then you got little Meatwad, who's just the guy who can just do a.
He seems to make a play every time he's called on, Mike.
He's a little Swiss Army knife out there in the offense. Like he's made plays in the NFL.
Yeah.
Where is he my favorite player in the team? No. Do I think we had someone better? Yes. But when called upon, he more often than not will do what the team asks him.
He sure does. He doesn't F up.
His first couple years in the league, he's made some key first. He is an NFL player, but I wish we had someone better. But hey. He came up Johnny on the spot the last 2 weeks for us, so not bad to say for Meatwad right
now. Let's see. Somber said Steelers posted Myles on a milk posted Myles on a milk carton. If anybody needs to be on a milk carton, it's him, man. Just totally disappeared in this game. And it was a game that he was talking so much shit too. We're gonna win this. I'm gonna put Aaron Rodgers in the graveyard. Blah 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 blah. And you always see this too whenever somebody from Cleveland starts talking shit, because you just know it's not going to end up good for them. It always ends out this way for Cleveland. So you just kind of watch it and laugh and let it play out. Fearless Steel says, talking trash. I'm a real G on here in a real black and gold, and I'm not going to sugarcoat Steeler football. 500 seasons since 2008. No rings. Steelers locker room need a new head coach and staff. It's always something, as a Steeler fan, we always got some kind of headlines. There's always some kind of issues. There's always some kind of excuses. There's always some kind of problems. But you know what? We're weathering the storm, guys. The Pittsburgh chance to be 5-1. Mind you, the Ravens are 1-5. So Again, guys, just a half game out of the number 1 seed. If the playoffs started today, we would be hosting the Patriots. And also, Mike, the Bills are behind us. Technically, right now, until they play tonight, the Buffalo Bills are behind us. Again, do what you want with that. Jamal says, off my ass off somber, didn't know DB could roast. Hello, he's so dry. Let's try to get this board to work right for me. There we go. Man, Jamal says Myles Killebrew is trash. Phyllis still says, don't tell me you also lettered in ping pong. Uh-oh. We did have some. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Cody says, Phyllis still, we did win the Super Bowl in 2009. Jamal says, Phyllis still, that's funny. LOL Roman somber saying, Tyrone, Phyllis still, yeah, with no QB play for the last 5 years. Mike Cara says this. He says, got to be real. Even though we're 4-1, still think Tomlin is a lousy coach and a BSer, etc. Though I got to give him some credit. They've made some changes this year, and the team looks better. The team certainly is moving in the right direction. I think we could all agree on that. And again, last year, Mike, we were 4-2 after Justin Fields' experiment was over.
Yep.
We're going to be 5-1, more than likely, if we win on Thursday night. Could break this Thursday night curse. We'll be 5-1. So we were 4-2 last year, 5-1 if we win Thursday. So again, that's a step in the right direction. And again, do what you want with that. But I agree with you for the most part. I mean, Mike, there's a lot of football left. We're gonna have to see it to believe it at this point. It's been a long time. Matter of fact, the longest in Steelers Super Bowl era history, Mike, that the Steelers have went without winning a playoff game is this current streak that we're on right now. So everyone wants to see that change. Fearless Steel says ring number 6 was 2008 season. Tyrone says now look up A-Rod's QB. We're scoring points. Absolutely, man. And then, like Mike said, 10 touchdowns in 5 games. We'll take it. What Kenny had that one year? Like 8 touchdowns all year, 12 touchdowns all year.
Yeah, something like that.
So again, we'll take the shit out of this. Cody says, yeah, but it was wondering in February of 2009. Tyrone says we all spent 2011. We also went 2011, but I seen your point. Pats and Chiefs been kicking ass. A couple of things I do want to say here, guys. The quarterbacks in this game Thursday night, they're going to be a combined age of 81 years old. So if you like older players, like a chick that likes older guys, if you like older players, tune in on Thursday night, Mike, for this Thursday night football game. Again, the combined age between Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco, 81 years old.
You're going to get the Geritol ready, boys.
Let's see. Scott says, watch the Steelers beat the Bengals, Packers, and Colts. The ESPN jokesters will be asking, are the Steelers the best team in the after the Baltimore love affair fades? You know what? Everybody likes a good AFC North team when they're good. When they're tough, man, you know, they're easy to fall in love with because they're physical. They're just a little bit different than everybody else. And I think that's what goes on. Because even the Bengals, when they have their successful seasons or semi-successful seasons, you know, the media tends to fall in love with them. It's something about the AFC North. Scott saying they'll have to latch onto someone's nuts. They'll have to latch onto someone's nuts. I don't know. I don't know what that was regarding, but that's a pretty funny comment. Corey says, look, the Colts struggled against the Cardinals offense. You're right. The Colts defense is banged up. They lost a couple guys to injuries. We make them one-dimensional by scoring early and often. We'll be good to go. I'm feeling good about those 2 games. Let's get this Bengal one done, and then we'll worry about Green Bay in Indianapolis. But Mike, I'm confident. I'm getting more confident by the week.
Me too. And they're giving you reasons to be confident because they are taking care of business.
Right.
They're getting better.
And it's not because we're homers and we're saying this is my team and I'm confident.
Yeah.
They're giving us reasons every week to become more confident.
They are.
Jamal says, did see PQ out there looking like Superman? That, you know, I loved how PQ looked yesterday. That's the PQ I wanted to see. That's the PQ I thought we were. That's the PQ I thought we were getting. And when I see it, it's a thing of beauty. Christophus, you know what? You're nailing this one right on the head. Keshawn Williams, who did great on kickoff returns, if it wasn't for a crappy call.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers with a terrible call. They said he blocked dude in the back. He literally ran into him sideways. And Keyshawn Williams' big return, which it could have been a nice one, got called back. Christophus, I do want to say, what's up, brother? He says he looked fast returning kicks. If Calvin Austin can't go on Thursday, I would love for him to get some. You know what? And that's one thing that we were saying too. What did we say about Caleb Johnson early on? He just didn't look fast. He didn't have that fast approach from the catch to contact. And this is what you were seeing from Keyshawn Williams. I loved what he was able to do, and I look forward to seeing more what he could do. And he's also saying, like, let's get him some wide receiver reps at this point too. Why not? If not, just a decoy away from DK. Just to say, hey, there's another wide receiver out on this football field, because nobody's paying attention to the other guys. Nobody pays attention to Scotty Miller when he's out there, because guess what? He hasn't even been thrown to this year. Nobody's paying attention to Skoranek, because guess what? Chances are they're not throwing to him. You got to get another wide receiver out there just to decoy at some point to say they're probably not going to go to DK Metcalf every single time.
Hey, we need someone to replace Calvin Austin. What better player than Keyshawn Williams, who's also 5'8", 5'9"?
Yes.
But he is 20 pounds heavier, so he got that going for him. So a carbon copy of him on the outside. If he can run routes as well as Calvin Austin, throw him out there. See what you got.
I loved what I'd seen from him so far.
He's scrappy too, man.
Compared to what you've seen from Caleb Johnson to Keyshawn, I think it's just too
much better suited skill set wise.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Somber says DK did not like playing fullback. LOL. He said something like it was different. I like being outside the numbers pair. Yes, absolutely. It was just crazy to see him back here, you know.
But I like that though. Something new that we haven't seen. Something new that teams haven't seen.
Cody says they kept referring to Gabriel feeling like the high school champion when Herbig kept sacking him. You know what? That's true. They went on about that high school football game forever. But it's interesting, though. It's, these guys.
It's wild.
Yeah. Tortilla says, have we talked about Keyshawn Williams yet? Maybe he can move up the roster and get some targets. I mean, I would say I have nothing against him. I think it could be productive again for anything, just to decoy and get attention away from DK maybe. Right? I don't think it could hurt. And again, his returning, I just thought was head and shoulders better than anything that we've had yet so far this year.
Yeah, I liked him back there. Yeah, at least keep him on as the punt returner.
Cody says, Benton got 5 sacks in that Patriot game. It felt like it, I can tell you that. Tyrone's saying no. He says, you're drunk, man. He got 1.5 all year. He did. I mean, that was his best game of his career, Mike. That Benton game against,
he was going off against Minnesota.
Phyllis Steele, Pooper's quarterback, was seeing Myron Cope all day. Thank you, Myron. Cody, we flushed the Browns down the toilet. Jamal says Connor Hayward is better than Muth.
That's hot take of the day right there, Jamal.
Let's see what else we got. Cody says, if you in Baltimore, you can get massaged by men. Cough. Justin Tucker. All right, there we go. Tyrone says, Jamal, put down the Thunderbird. Tortilla says, guess there must be a lot of things to do at Penn State.
I'm in the portal. Otherwise, Tortilla, you and Cody would be on the list.
Let's see. Phil the Steel says the referee's whistle blow. We're going to be going toe to toe football.
Yeah. Your audio.
Can you hear me, Mike?
Back up. I can hear you now. You froze for a little bit there. Okay. You're getting caught back up.
All right. Jamal says Tyrone. He says, huh?
Okay, you're good now.
You can't hear me? All right. Tortilla says Derpy couldn't get a raise, so he gave us a raise.
Whoa.
Gave us something. What did Finch say? He it burned his eyes from the retina out or some shit like that.
Yeah, burned his eyes from the retinas out, and his new TV is smoking.
Yeah. Corey says, how about that crappy blocking penalty on the big run?
Mhm.
There it is. We got screwed. Peppers tried to slow down. It obviously wasn't a penalty. The dude obviously tried to slow down and basically just, come on.
And like they
After
said
we,
on TV, man, that's how they coach it now, is to put your arm out in front of them.
yes. Cody says, sorry, but Heath Miller will be forever the Steelers' best tight end. Tight end number 1 is what he's saying. Scott saying, where's Waldo Wilson? Caught a ball. I like that. Where's Waldo? That's good. Tyrone says, who's your favorite player on the team this year? It's difficult because I'm trying to figure out what jersey to get. And I keep coming down to Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Patrick Queen. I mean, there's like about 10 guys. I don't know who's my favorite guy this year. Mike, who's your favorite guy?
Brian, you know deep down inside, Ben Skoranek is your favorite player.
Mike, who's your favorite guy?
God, there's a lot.
I mean, Deshaun Elliott. Look, I mean, the tortilla through
Deshaun
Elliott.
We know Cam Hayward is up there for us, brother. We know he's number 1 for us. No, but seriously, I don't know. Warren, I love the way he plays. I love the way Deshaun Elliott might be my favorite player on the team. Just for what he did last year, what he's doing this year, the way he's settling down that secondary when he got here last year, I'm going Deshaun Elliott's my favorite player. I love the way he plays football.
Cody says, don't worry, tortilla. Tyrone pronounces it Deshaun. Tyrone, no, I don't. Cody thinks Benton has 5 sacks. Let's see. Even my YouTube name is misspelled. Tortilla. It's supposed to be tortilla. Yeah, that's true. You know what? I never realized that. It's missing both L's. Tortilla's name is. A couple of things here, Mike, I do want to say, because as I said, we do have to get through the grades for the day, game ball for the day. There is a bunch of points, a bunch of notes that I do have. Let me get through them here about the game this weekend, Mike. Just real quick, by A-Rod getting his touchdown over the weekend, Mike, his 2 touchdown passes. Aaron Rodgers moved into the 3rd place for most touchdowns by a 40-year-old quarterback. Tom Brady, Mike, has 193. 40 years old and over. Drew Brees, 2nd place, has 51. And Aaron Rodgers just passed Warren Moon with those 2 touchdown passes yesterday with 38. So 38 touchdown passes from the age of 40 beyond. Tom Brady, again, 193.
That's insane.
Unbelievable. It really, truly is insane, man. But one thing that you can say is this about Aaron Rodgers. He did complain and cry and said he looks stupid. Looked like a spaceship with his new football helmet. Does anybody think he looks any more normal with his new football helmet?
I think he looks more normal. The last one, he did look like the Great Kazoo. So,
well, he looked like a kazoo, but I think he just has an odd head. I think his head is odd shaped. I don't know. This new helmet doesn't do miracles. I don't know. He still looks weird.
He is weird.
Also, Mike, what else do we got here? I don't know if I would get into that. Mike Tomlin, Mike is 15-4 after the bye. Here's what I wanted to talk about. This is one that I wanted to talk about more than anything. You know how I go on and on about these guys not practicing, especially the veterans? TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. And I'm like, you could always be improving on something, right? And everyone's like, they're pros. They're the best at what they do. They're the best. They don't have to practice. Let them have their Veterans Day off. Well, Cam Hayward, for one, got a penalty by shoving his hand in the guy's face as he's pushing back on a block. 2, Cam Hayward couldn't get off the field in enough time. We had to waste a timeout. And 3, TJ's big ass head was offside about 19 times in this football game. Why don't we, in practice, instead of taking all these practices off, let's focus and work on the little things that you F up on during the week. Mike, again, how many times could TJ Watt line up offside? Yes, he's a pro. Yes, he's really good, but he's not good enough not to line up off sides. Let's focus on that on days we're taking off from practice. Let's focus on getting Cam Hayward's ass off the field on days when he's taking the days off. Let's focus on not putting your hand up in somebody's face when they're blocking you. Again, there's always something that people can improve on. It doesn't matter how good you are. Again, Mike, these guys aren't the best players ever. They're good. What they do, they make a lot of money. But at the end of the day, maybe kind of go over the little things again. How many times could TJ get called for not being lined up on side? I think that's uncalled for. I think that's an easy fix. Again, maybe being at practice and they could work on these little stupid things that they're too good to practice. Obviously, they're not because they're getting called for, Mike. And it's not serious until it costs you the game. People think I'm crazy. They're saying, well, you know what? Blah, 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 blah. But you know what? When that costs you a game, you're going to be really pissed off saying, why the hell couldn't he get off the freaking field fast enough? Why couldn't he get his head on side for, the 3 times he got called offside on it? That's all I'm saying. It's going to cost you at some point, and that's one way you don't want to lose a football game.
Well, yeah, Walt was getting away with that a lot in the Dublin game. He was lining up in the neutral zone a lot, and they didn't call it. So you cheat that. But I guarantee you the Browns saw that on film and were talking to the officials all game, like, hey, or before the game, hey, watch what he tends to line up in the neutral zone, and he got caught. So I don't anticipate him lining up this week in the neutral zone since he got away with it for one game. Why not push your luck, try it for a second game? And then after he got called for it the second time, he finally stopped doing that. That big maybe he needs a new helmet like Aaron Rodgers. Get the smaller helmet, TJ. That his head, he got it
unexcusable. It's unexcusable. If you were cheating against another team, you're a football player. You know that you're going to get called offsides if you line up in the neutral zone. It is what it is. It's football. It's not even being a star. It's not even being good. It's just lining up offsides. That it's as basic as it comes in football. If you can't get that right again, as I said, you don't want to lose a game due to a situation like that where you could get a first down. You need a first down. You got to get off the field on third down, and there's a penalty called. You give them the first down, and now you blew the chance to win. I'm telling you, it's going to hurt real hard one day, real bad whenever one of those kind of incidences loses us a football game, maybe in January. I'm just saying they got to get their shit together. Maybe they should be focusing a little bit more on practice days. Just my opinion. Let me throw some numbers out there, Mike. We do got to keep moving along here because, again, Cincinnati's just a couple days away. It's unbelievable. Already more Steeler football. Just a little bit of rundown through the numbers, Mike, for the game over the weekend. Total yards, we had 335. They had 248. Passing yards, we had 235. They had 183. Rushing, we had 100 yards on the nose. They had 65. We had 5.8 yards per play. They had 3.3. They had 20 touchdowns. We had 19 touchdowns.
First downs,
obviously. It wasn't touchdowns. Total plays, Mike, 75 total plays for Cleveland, 58 total plays for Pittsburgh. Punts, we punted the ball. They punted the ball 4 times. We only punted it twice. Penalties, we were up on our numbers a little bit, Mike, being the lowest penalized team up until yesterday. We had 10 penalties for 59 yards. They had 6 penalties for 44 yards. No turnovers by either team throughout the game. That's kind of a crazy number, Mike. Also, third downs, we were 5 for 13. They were 6 for 17. And time of possession, we won that 31-52 to 28-08. Again, Mike, I don't see a lot of difference coming up against Cincinnati. They have a weaker defense. Maybe they could do a little bit more on offense. We don't know, maybe, but we just know that their defense ain't as good as Cincinnati or as Cleveland. I think we're going to be in good shape, Mike.
Yeah, I think we are going to be in very good shape against the Bengals coming up. And Cleveland, why have your rookie quarterback throw the ball 52 times?
That's unbelievable.
That is
in his second game.
Insane. You're setting him up
Cleveland,
for failure. Once again, this distracts for Cleveland. You're setting the kid up for failure. Setting your team up for failure. Yeah, the run game wasn't there, but keep at it, man. Keep at it. It made zero sense.
Absolutely. To me. And also, Mike, individual numbers, Aaron Rodgers did finish 21 for 30 for 235, 2 touchdowns. Leading the way rushing was Warren with 11 carries for 52 yards. Gainwell went 6 carries, 22 yards. Caleb Johnson, 6 carries, 15 yards. As far as receiving, Metcalf led the way with 4 catches, 95 yards and a touchdown. Meatwad, Mike, 1 catch, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. And again, the only wide receiver outside of Metcalf to have any targets, it was Roman Wilson. He had 1 catch for 12 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, Watt did have a half sack. We went through all that. Of course, Highsmith half sack, Herbig 2 sacks, Harmon. So we did get that, Mike. The Browns, Judge Judy, 12 for 36. They're leading 7 for 81. Or Judkins was 12 for 36. Judge Judy's 5 for 43 for the from the receivers. Mike, leading the way for tackles for the Browns was no one other than Devin Bush. Devin Bush led the way with 7 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles. And Dylan Gabriel, 29 for 52, 221 yards, 52 attempts, Mike, and only 220 yards. That kind of gives you an indicator as well of how the game went for you.
Yeah, he was sacked 6 times.
Yes, 6 times to our none. We literally were sacked no times again. So, again, you got to like that.
Yeah, he was hit 16 times.
You know what? I hate that hit because it's a hockey. That's almost like a hockey stat.
Yeah, like what do you define as a hit? Like you'll like and each.
So what a hit is a hit. It's football. You should be hitting somebody every play. You know, that's just my opinion. But Mike, we got to get to these grades. We can't wait any longer. We waited to this point. This time to get into our grades for yesterday's game because it's almost time to get ready for the next game. So let's not waste any more time. Mike, quarterback position, Aaron Rodgers. We're going to grade it like a report card, A, B, C, D, F. What do you give your quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers for his performance against the Cleveland Browns over the weekend on the North Shore?
A.
You're going to go with an A? Why not, right?
Why not?
He didn't mess up. He didn't make any mistakes. Again, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. All right. Mike, go into the running back room. I gave you the numbers on that as well. Warren, 11 for 52. Gainwell, 6 for 22. Caleb Johnson even, Mike, 6 for 15. What do you give the running backs for the game yesterday?
I'm going to give them an A. Cleveland went into this game giving up 72 yards a game, I believe, the best in the NFL or second best in the NFL. We put up 100 spot on them. I will take it. And you know what they did in the pass game for pass blocking, you got to factor that in there too. So they're getting an A.
Oh man, it's a good. It's so far looking like a good report card, Mike. I'm going to jump to the tight ends now. You got to put this into consideration. As I said earlier, this is only the second time in franchise history that four tight ends caught passes for the Steelers in one game. Can you not give that wide receiver room an A, especially from what you've seen out of Darnell Washington, especially getting Muth back in the action, especially Jonnu making a couple nice big plays, 1 first down I can remember in particular, maybe 2, and even Meatwad, Mike, scoring a touchdown. Is there any chance you could give the tight end room anything other than an A?
No, I'm going to give them an A+ because they also helped out big time in the run game as well, helping to handle Myles, Garrett, and some of those other guys on the D-line. They're getting an A+. And when every time one of those guys had their number called, they came up. Muth with a big first down, Jonnu first down, and the touchdown from Meatwad. So they get an A+. They did what was asked of them every single play and stepped up when needed. A+.
All right, guys, let's move to the wide receiver room. Mike, you only have 2 people to think about. It was DK with 4 catches of 95 yards and a touchdown and 1 catch for 12 yards by Roman Wilson. Mike, what do you give the wide receiver room?
Again, kind of like the tight ends. When their number was called, they came through and made the plays. They're going to get an A as well. Kind of by default, really. It was DK Metcalf gets an A.
I got to be honest here. I'm down to the line for the offense, and they've gotten all A's so far, Mike. This is a report card that I could have only dreamed about when I was in school. Mike, offensive line. What do you give this offensive line? Again, no sacks. Again, 100 yards rushing. Aaron wasn't getting chased around like he was a month ago. What can you give this? And also the blocking job on Myles Garrett by our left tackle, Mike. What do you give this offensive line?
I am giving them an A as well. Aaron Rodgers was hit 3 times. He got pressured some. That's going to happen. Those guys
on 58 total plays. That's awesome.
Yeah, and they got some pressures on them. That's what I would expect from that front four. They have a very good front four. Pressures are going to happen, but no sacks. They gave him time to throw, kept him clean. They put up 100 yards on that defense. That hasn't happened yet this year. So they get an A as well. They played their best game of the year, and they're only getting better.
So the offense, Mike, now the defense they have the pressure on them to keep up with the offense.
I know.
All straight A's.
Yeah.
Straight A's. Mike, let's hop over to the defensive side of the ball and start with the line. They were winning a lot of battles, offensive line of the Browns. Again, they didn't let them a couple runs, but Mike, beyond that, the defensive line was right there. The young, the old, everybody in between. Mike, what do you give this defensive line for their performance?
I'm going to give them an A. Excuse, or I'm going to give them an A plus.
Even though Cam Hayward couldn't get off the field in time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to give them an A plus. I'm going to let Cam hold down the script because Jukin's been rushing for like over 100 yards every game. They kept the whole team below 65. Kept them at 65 yards. 12 yards was their longest run. They pressured Gabriel. I thought Hayward, Harmon, Benton, Black, Ukulele, Osmosis all played good D-line play. Probably Minnesota might have been their best game, but this one right here I was really, really damn impressed with. And when they put the backups in because they kept hurting guys, they didn't let up. I liked what they did.
All right, Mike, we're on to the linebackers. Now, of course, on the show, we include the linebackers from the inside and the outside all together in on our grades. Let's think of who we got to think about. Highsmith, Herbig, Watt, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, even Cole Holcomb. Mike, what do you give this group of guys for their performance yesterday? They're really coming downhill.
Oh, they were coming downhill. They were thumping. They're getting an A+ as well. I was very impressed with everyone. There's not one play where you go, oh man, they really fucked up. Oh man, oh that's just embarrassing. I thought they played their best game. They were flying all over the place.
All right, so that's an A.
That's an A+.
All right, so Mike, now we're back to the secondary, and again, we kind of clump them together. We go safeties and corners all together when we grade our secondary. Mike, think of the crew. You know the guys that we've already named them throughout the show. What do you give the secondary for their performance?
I'm going to give them an A. They had so many dropped interceptions, but they played.
So they got an A.
They get an A, even though they did have a bunch of dropped interceptions. No plays were like. I don't remember any busted coverages. Do you? None that are coming off the top of my head. Yeah, they give up a lot of garbage time yards. That's fine. The Steelers are going to do that when they have the game in hand. But no, I thought they played a damn good game. Darius Slay making plays. Porter making plays. Jalen Ramsey just being an absolute fucking dog out there.
All right, Mike, let's go to so far all A's.
All A's.
Let's go to coaching. Good game plan. Found ways to move the ball. No dumb calls. I don't remember anything happening that field goals not took whenever we needed. What do you give the coaching, Mike? Top to bottom. We're talking Danny Smith. We're talking Coach Tomlin, Aaron Smith the whole way around. Terrell Austin, Mike. What do you give the coaching for the game yesterday?
I'm going to give them an A+. They had the perfect game plan for the team on offense and defense and special teams, and they did not deviate from it, man.
Special teams. Nice returns. Nice coverage.
Very nice coverage.
If it wasn't for the sod on the field, I think it was pretty much a perfect day for the special teams. If I'm remembering everything right, Corliss Waitman got a penalty called for us.
Yeah.
Mike, special teams.
Special teams, I'm going to give them an A as well. I'm not blaming Boss for that kick. That's just unfortunate. That can happen to anyone on any type of play out there. You can't even say, oh, well, he didn't have enough cleats in or right enough spikes in. That's just bad fucking luck. The grounds crew gets an F, but I'm giving the special teams an A as well.
That'll be fixed by the time we do come home, guys. They started
allegedly
as soon as the game was over. They were. I seen video of them pulling up the grass. It's good. It's being worked on right now. So we're gonna head to Cincinnati Thursday. Come back home and play Green Bay. Should have brand new turf for us there, Mike. So that was the special teams. What does that sound? Okay, I don't know. It's just not as bad. It just got real loud. It was real. On my end, at least, I heard something, Mike. And then overall, I can't imagine you'd give this team anything other than an A because everything else was an A. Yeah. Mike, overall,
I'm giving the team an A from top to bottom. This has been their most complete game all year. probably one of their most complete games in the past handful of years. So yeah, they're getting an A. I thought this was a good game from start to finish. I have no
All right, Mike,
complaints.
time for your game ball. Who do you give the game ball to?
Broderick Jones.
All right, fair
Just,
enough.
we were all worried how he was going to play all year. He's gotten better every year. Did a marvelous job against Myles Garrett. Don't be fooled by PFF. Turn on the tape.
All right, there you go, guys. We got the game ball. We do have a few more things. I'm going to definitely want to catch up on some board action here. Tortilla says maybe 5 tackle for losses. No way he has 5 sacks. They're still going on about the betting numbers. Tyrone says y'all see. Yes. Hendrickson is looking like he's not going to play. I didn't get it for sure on that, but from what I heard, he did leave the game with the injury yesterday. I think we're going to be. I think we'll dodge a bullet there. Cody says Trey Hendrickson got going to get traded to San Francisco since Fred Warner's out for the year.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Scott says Steelers are winning because they're scoring in the red zone and not turning the ball over. Those two stats separate the winning teams from the losing. So you're right, man. We're not turning the ball over, and it's in this red zone offense, Mike. The success. Again, things are happening this year that we haven't seen in quite a few seasons.
Yeah.
And it's not just the small things like, Kenny couldn't get touchdowns. It's the red zone offense, as Scott's mentioning. It's the lack of turnovers. It's all these things, Mike, playing into it. And again, this is why this 5-1 could certainly make you feel a lot better than last year's 4-2 after 6 games.
Oh, yeah. And just the way the guys are acting. They know the job's not done. They know there's a long way to go. And, they jettisoned 11 out of 22 starters last year.
Yes, they sure did. Tyrone says I'm very impressed with the offensive line. Me too. I can't, Mike. That offensive line at the beginning of the season, I thought this is a disaster. Mm-hmm. We have a bad situation on our hands. If this is going to be how it is, we have a long way to go. But these guys turned it up, and they're showing that they could do it. And again, as long as they keep improving every week to some degree, I think we'll be okay. Cody says, Mike, I know that you got Penn State ties, but if you could pick another team, would you stay in Pennsylvania or look elsewhere?
Before they joined the Big Ten, I was Penn State and Michigan. I like them because you always, when you're younger, you want that second team. I always like the Wolverines, but Wolverines cheated to get a national championship, so I can't support them, and they suck. So it'll be somewhere outside of Pennsylvania, be outside of the Big Ten. I don't know. I'm in the portal, man. Whoever offers me the best offer, I will be a fan for your team. I'm a mercenary now.
I've always hated that. Bidder. I just told my buddies, like, I can't like another team. I just can't. I'm kind of a home. My team is going to do good, and I'm going to feel like shit because I'm not supporting them. So I stick with Pitt through the good and the bad, mostly bad. But let me see. Corey on the next message says, I just finished working on my YouTube channel for the day, and I backloaded all the episodes. Link is in Discord. Thank you. I needed some links as well. I was having a little bit of an issue pulling it up, but we do appreciate that, Corey. I'll keep you posted on my end. Watt is Mike's man, is what Phil Steele is saying. Mike Watt is your man. We know that, right?
Yeah, TJ Watt, man. He's playing really good. He's my guy now. He's my guy.
Cody says Keshawn Williams will have the first return kick for. You know what? We're due. We're due for a kickoff return for a touchdown or a punt or anything for that matter. We're due for a return. I'll definitely take that. Phil still says, "Come on, Mike. Watt is your guy. Come on now. What are you talking about?" Corey says, "Go to Jersey Kingdom and get you 2 for less than the cost of 1 jersey. I'm about to get 1 home DK and 1 color rush home for $72 for both. Not bad, man. So check it out. Jersey Kingdom." Tortilla says, I have a signed AB jersey. I get CTE every time I wear it. It's like the Green Goblin mask. Cody says, I didn't understand the TJ Watt thing. He gave the thumbs up to the refs. The refs gave thumbs up back, and they called it on him. I seen it live. I was wondering that too. You're checking with the refs. The refs telling you it's okay.
And it's then probably his big old head going into the neutral zone. Yeah.
It was fucked up. Tyrone says, "Facts, Cody. I saw it. I think everybody was wondering the same thing because they showed the replay. They showed the thumbs up. You know, it's just the size of the guy's head must be humongous. I don't know what the hell was going on." Tortilla says, "I don't think they would have called it if we weren't making a play when he was lined up like that. Didn't we get a pick when they called?" You know what? I think he was in the backfield. I think that might have been when he was
Yeah, he
getting a
was in the
hold of the
backfield.
quarterback or something. Definitely went down. Tortilla or Cody says this Tortilla, it wasn't a pick, but we've picked up a fumble. Tortilla says this. He says JPJ didn't get
Nope.
flagged yesterday, did he? I saw he got the flag thrown on the Browns, but I don't remember him getting a holding on the PI. Cody says check out Jamal's show sometime. Absolutely, check out Jamal. That's the dude, man. I do. Like I said, I do spend some time over there, but I'm usually incognito. Tyrone says, we got to put pressure on Flacco. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to continue to get pressure on quarterbacks. I mean, come on. No two ways about it. It's football.
Exactly.
Right? Phil still says, here we go. Victory Monday. Let's talk shit on Watt. Okay, Ryan, like Watt doesn't make
play. No one has talked shit on TJ Watt at all.
The only thing I was saying was his big head because, again, that penalty was stupid because for a couple reasons. It shouldn't happen. You know better. You've been playing football your whole life. Just back up an inch. You'll be okay. Believe me. Let's see. Phil still says, didn't Watt swat the ball down to give the ball back to the offense when the Steelers answer with the possibly. Again, I'm just saying it's a real easy fix, and it got called multiple times. If it happened once, it's an accident. If it happened multiple times, you gotta take a look, say what's going on. You don't want that again. That being the penalty that loses you a game, especially down the road when you're trying to win football games. But you know what? I was giving it to Cam too. Cam took forever to get off the field. It was like the old Casey Hampton days.
I think he came off the field when he wasn't supposed to. I think we were short a guy because Tomlin did that quick look around the defense, saw Cam there, and called the timeout and glared over at Cam like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because I did a quick count too, and I thought we only had 10 guys. That could have been a penalty, or
come on, Cam.
We've been at disadvantage. Yeah.
Cody says Aaron Rodgers' touchdown pass to Connor Hayward was a pass my high school coach would have benched me for. That's why he's a pro. Absolutely. Don't ever throw across your body like that. Somber saying Judkins. Tortilla. So many A's you think we was in Sacramento. Hey, I like that.
Oh, damn.
What else we got here? Cody or Tortilla, of course, being from out that way. Aaron Jade says, I won't start giving A's and A pluses until we start beating contenders. With that being said, they've played very well and are improving every game. That's all you can ask for. Absolutely, man. And nice seeing you as well on the board today, Aaron, for this Victory Monday. Tyrone said he's ready to crush Flacco. Me too, man. Secondary dropped 4 picks. Feel the steal. Aaron Smith, Cook, not going to lie, Tyrone said. Arthur Smith, I'm sorry. Aaron Jade says, I do love our new return man. He's going to break one this year. We could sure use one. We could sure use a nice return for a touchdown. Jalen Ramsey gets the game ball for Tortilla. Richard says Jalen Ramsey should have gotten a game ball just for playing like a madman after getting injured last week. You're right. We didn't even know if he was going to play till yesterday morning or, the day before. Tortilla, I've been telling y'all we got them snow bunnies in Cali.
Tortilla loves those snow bunnies.
Tyrone says Tomlin said he questioned Flacco's trade to the Bengals. Scott says if the Steelers trade for another wide receiver weapon, it'll definitely put them in Super Bowl contention conversation. The con artist can't rest on his laurels. Let's go. My lag is amazing. You know what? And I would go on and on and on about it, but there's just so much to talk about today with this team. So I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping for Mike is accurately keeping me up to date on my lag situations here.
Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good.
I do. Tyrone says stop the run, double chase, and score red zone factor this game. Again, I feel a lot better about this game than I do about Cleveland. I just thought the defense might have gave us enough shit and kept it close enough for it to, a situation could have came out to where it could have kept them in the game. It didn't work out that way. I don't feel that good about Cincinnati. I think that our chances are a lot better. They have no defense. And again, their offensive Flacco, and I'm saying this, he'll end up being able to stand back there and throw all day. But, I just don't know if they're going to give Flacco enough time to hit those two receivers. Let's hope that that's the case. John says Steelers now have a 3.4 chance of winning the Super Bowl, up from 2.8. But, John, I do want to tell you, they have a 76% chance of making the playoffs right now. So that's a step in the right direction. Plus up to 3.8 from 3.4 from 2.8. We'll take that as well. Great seeing you this afternoon, John. Hope everything's going well out your way. Tortilla, even though it's sunny, California's full of snow bunnies. Cody says Titans head coach just got fired.
Yep, Callahan gone.
Because they asked, man.
They asked.
Christopher says it was clear that the refs were told to keep the game close by the NFL. They always target us. I hate that.
Dude, that ref crew throws. I think they're like one of the ones that throw the most penalties, and they were living up to that.
Tyrone says my score projection is 30-17 Steelers. Cody says, do you think they might call Arthur Smith? And Phyllis Steele says, don't forget Mike's wise words. Just another game. A couple things, Mike, before we do, we got to start getting ready to get into the trivia question of the day. It's over from the Browns to the Bengals. Mike, the Pittsburgh Steelers do take on the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night in Cincinnati. The Steelers are already 5.5-point favorites as the line opened. Again, 81 years worth of starting quarterbacks by age, as it'll be Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. Who would have thought? But here we are, and I'll take it. Our quarterback is the best option we had to this point. Of course, we do have the draft coming here in April. We're hoping to make good on that and figure out this quarterback situation. But for what it's worth, Mike, this is a 5.5-point favorite coming into this game. Bengals, short week Thursday night. We're looking to break the curse. We haven't generally played great on Thursday nights recently. We could break that and, again, get this win, come back home with a 5-1 record and get ready for Green Bay. Green Bay that lost to Cleveland and a Green Bay that tied apparently a bad Dallas team.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see this coming. Dallas is looking very bad. What I want you to do, Mike, just because I'm having an issue on my end with this, could you pull up your weekly games for the scores of the week so we could run down through the scores of the games so far? While you're doing that, I'll just talk briefly about what's going to go on with the Steelers, guys. We are sitting at 4-1 against Cincinnati, 2-4. The Ravens and the Browns both 1-5. Looking good. So far, so good. Again, we win this one 5-1. We'll be better than the 4-2 we started out last year. Mike, do you have up the results?
I got all the scores ready to go.
All right. So Mike is going to go ahead and read you the results from all the games yesterday, and we'll get ready to get into some trivia.
All right. Don't forget, Thursday, the Giants upset the Eagles. Let's see. Then we got the Denver Jets game over in Ireland. Our apologies to England. Denver was that one 13-11. Terrible, terrible game. Arizona versus Indy. Indy pulls this one out late, 31-27.
And this is an Arizona that has no Kyler Murray or the running back, James Conner.
James Conner. So that's interesting there coming from Indy. I thought they would have, once Kyler was out, I thought this game would have been in hand. So maybe there's a little crack in Indy. Hopefully they start falling back down to earth. The Chargers barely escaped Miami. The 29-27 victory, last-second field goal. New England flies down to Nolans, takes care of business, 25-19. Your Pittsburgh Steelers, again, dominate the Browns, 23-9. Carolina, someone would call this an upset, 30-27 over the Dallas Cry Girls. Seattle, I think this one might have been a bit of an upset as well, 20-12 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. LA Rams beat the shit out of the Baltimore Ravens 17-3, but we'll take that. Thank you, LA. Las Vegas 20-10 over Tennessee Titans. That got their head coach fired. Cincinnati loses to Green Bay 27-18. The game was a bit closer than it needed to be. Tampa Bay 30-19. MVP chance rained down. Baker Mayfield. I think he should be up in the running. This cat is playing some damn good football. And Kansas City, 30, Detroit, 17 to close out the week. Damn exciting week of football and exciting season of football, man.
What are the two games for tonight, Mike?
The two games tonight, we got Buffalo at Atlanta and then Chicago at Washington.
Is it a 7? What's the first time?
7:15 and
And then 8:15.
8:15 kickoffs.
All right, so there you go, guys. Again, keep an eye on them because we will be looking at these CBS pick'ems tomorrow and to see who ended up winning. I do know that everybody did well again this week, not like last week. We all kind of dropped a little bit. This week, everybody back at it. Jump in, guys. Again, sign up right outside of here on our YouTube page. You can find the link right at the top within the description of everything. Sign up. It's free. It takes about 5 seconds to do and get your picks in. Mike, this is time for how well do you know your enemy? How well do you know your opponent? Of course, our opponent right now is the Cincinnati Bengals here in just a couple more days. So that, of course, is how we're going to lean today toward the question of the day. Guys, put on your thinking caps. Mike, you is the same. Here we go. Question of the day. This is a Bengals trivia question. How many times have the Bengals won the AFC North? Now, I'm going to give you a little information on this. The AFC North has been in existence since 2002. That's when they did update the most recent division alignments to the 4 divisions with 4 teams in each conference. So with that being said, let me ask you one more time. How many times have the Bengals won the AFC North? Again, 02 to now is your time of question. Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on the Tube.
On the Tube.
Question of the day. How many times have the Bengals won the AFC North is the question of the day, guys. Again, 2002 was when the AFC North was erected, if you will. Mike, let me move up. Let me see if we get any guesses. Okay, Aaron on the board. He's saying 4. We'll go right here. Phil is still saying 1. John's comment goes back. Okay, Cody's saying 2. Mike, any guesses on how many AFC North titles the Bengals have won?
I know one, or the one when they're like, oh, we're the division now. It's color TV. We're color TVs. They're black and white, and then we went out and whipped their asses on route to a Super Bowl. I think they won it again when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. So I'm going to go with 2.
2 AFC North titles since 2002. All right. Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
All right. I'm going to lock you in on 2. All right, guys. Again, question of the day. How many times have the Bengals won the AFC North? The AFC North was established in 2002. Mike says that the Bengals won the AFC North 2 times since that. Christopher on the board is saying 1 with Carson Palmer and 2 with Burrows, so he's going 3. Tyrone's going 3 as well. All right, guys. So here we go, Mike. You said 2, correct?
Yeah.
2. Okay. All right, here we go. Question of the day. How many times have the Bengals won the AFC North since 02 would be what you're going by. Mike, they did it in 05. They did it, of course, that was the year that we beat them. We Kimo Von Olhoff and rolled dude's knee. They did it in 09. Also, Mike, they did it in 21, and they did it in 22.
Oh, wow.
4 division titles for the Cincinnati Bengals since we've been the AFC North 4 times: 05, 09, 21, and 22. So there you go, guys. Somebody did hit that right on the head. I gotta rewind just or go down a little
Aaron
bit to see
J.
what it was. Aaron J nailed it perfectly 4 times. Let me grab a couple more of these messages. We're going to round third here, Mike. John saying 7 of the 16 or 43 to 44% of all NFL teams make the playoffs. Advancing means something. Bears and Commanders should be decent. I agree. That should be a pretty good game. I think that, again, I don't know what to expect from the Commanders. I do know that they're getting healthy now, so maybe you might start seeing better football from them. And I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go from here where John says this. He says, I am in an Airbnb in Venice Beach, Cali right now. Everything here is so expensive. That's what I've always heard about California, man. Christopher says the refs were clearly from Cleveland, right? Again, we've only been averaging 4 penalties a game, 10 yesterday for 59 yards. Scott says Browns are called the Browns because they always take a nut in the butt. Phyllis Steele says Steeler Freak California sucks. That's not me saying that. You know what? I laid over in California one time, and you know what? It wasn't enough for me to even have an opinion, to be honest. Tyrone says Ramsey with the pick six this game. Go up a little right here. And then let's see, forgot about 22. Tyrone is saying, and then he goes on to say TJ Watt 3 sacks this game. So everyone's expecting a big game. I hope everyone's right, Mike. What's your vibe for this? What's your aura? What's the aura of this game for you? Is this?
I think I might jinx us here because I've been very pessimistic the last couple games, but I think we go down and handle business.
I think so too.
Yeah, short week. Got to get your mind right, and a lot of the guys are talking about, it's time for the Bengals. We don't give a fuck. People are asking them about Baltimore. They're all like, we don't care what's happening in Baltimore. We're 1-0 this week, trying to go 1-0 next week. They've already moved on from this game. This team is focused. You can tell they got over a lot of guys that were malcontents. One of the guys that everyone loved, Minka Fitzpatrick. He was always the one whining to the media. And there, you don't hear any of that shit no more from this team about if anything goes wrong. No one's whining. They're all about, we just got to get better and move forward. And I think this team is locked in and focused this year, ready to go.
All right, Tyrone says he thinks we're in better shape with the bye. I think so too. It allowed us to get healthy. Aaron is predicting a 34-17 Steelers win. A couple things here, Mike, before we do wrap it up for the day. Of course, in football here in Pennsylvania over the weekend, Penn State did lose to Northwestern, Mike, which did cause a string of events. If you are a Penn State fan, they're unfortunate. They did lose 3 in a row. Mike, James Franklin does get canned yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be looking for a new coach. They have Iowa next. They're at Iowa next week. Pitt Panthers, they upset number 25 Florida State 34-31. True freshman quarterback at 18 years old goes down to Florida State. Looks very well. They will be at Syracuse next week. Mike, our other football team here in Pittsburgh, of course, the soccer team, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they beat the Indiana 11 2-1. Their next game is at Monterey Bay. Penguins back in action tomorrow night. They're, speaking of California, the Penguins are in California, Mike. They'll be taking on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow at 10:30 as they're on their 4th game of the season, sitting at 2-1 right now, off to a good start. And again, the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-9 over the Cleveland Browns this weekend. Looking good, guys. We go to Cincinnati. This one will be 5-1. And keep in mind that the Ravens are 1-5. So you couldn't really get off to a better start for a Steeler team. And I got to be honest, Mike, I can't remember the last time we did start this well off where we were this far ahead of somebody, the Ravens and the Browns and the Bengals and everybody else in the division. You got to like the feel of what's going on so far. Thursday Night Football, the Steelers are traveling to Cincinnati as 5.5-point favorites against the home Bengals, Mike, on a short week. So it's Victory Monday. Enjoy it for the rest of the day. Tomorrow we'll be right back at it, getting ready to try to get ready for that game on Thursday night. A lot of things, too, as well, Mike, because tomorrow we're going over the CBS scores. Then we have to do the picks coming up for this week before the game. Then we have pregame and preview. So a lot of stuff jammed in these next couple of days. We hope that everybody keeps joining us as we do that and get ready for Cincinnati, guys. And again, Mike, 5-1 compared to 4-2 last year will certainly be a nice little improvement that I'll certainly enjoy as far as this team goes, and Steeler fans alike. I think they will as well. A couple of things before we do get ready to roll. I do want to say this. If you haven't had a chance yet, swing by any of our social media places, Mike. We are all over the social media. You could go over to Facebook. You go over to X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Just stop by, hit the follow button, and keep up with what the Two Dumb Yinzers are going, or what the Two Dumb Yinzers got going on every day. Also, I do want to say, if you haven't had a chance yet, hit the like, sub, share, and even comment below. It helps us out. We appreciate it greatly. And finally, I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming by and hanging out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You always keep things interesting here on the show, and everybody at home as well. Maybe you're in the gym. Maybe you're taking a jog. You got your earbuds in, whatever the case may be. Thank you, too. Finally, I do want to say, Mike, they kept throwing us on the promotions for the
Yes.
Duquesne Pilsner over the weekend, guys. So do stop. Make sure you get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner for the big game on Thursday. They do us a lot of help and do us a lot of favors, so I always want to get their name out there as well. It's made right here in Pittsburgh, the finest beer in town. Mike Asdecan says, grab a Duke. Go out and get some for the big game. Get prepared. We have the Bengals. Things are looking good. Let me try to grab a couple more of these messages, Mike. I don't want to leave anybody hanging, especially on Victory Monday. Come on, that would just it wouldn't be right. Let me just grab a couple more of these messages here. Christopher says 34-17. Steelers, they can't stop our offense. Tyrone says A-Rod going to cook 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. We'll certainly take that. Scott says the Steeler team is quiet in the locker room and getting loud on the field. Distractions have been traded away. I love that. The distractions of the past 10 years or so. It's nice to see that gone, and we can just focus on football. Aaron says, yes, Tyrone. Field still says, just rattled a rookie quarterback. Now Steel D will rattle a familiar quarterback, 24-9. Steelers over the Bungles. Let's see. Cody says, when you enter Texas, there's a sign that says don't mess with Texas. And when you go to the gas station, you get a free pistol and a 6-pack of Lone Star. Tyrone says, hope Calvin plays for real. You know what? I got to be honest. I don't know if they'll play Calvin just yet, just because it's a short week. I think if we see him, it'll probably be next game, but that's just my opinion. Just go take that as what it is. Somber says, I still call it Twitter. Absolutely right. Corey says, have a great day, everyone. Let's go Steelers. Have a great day. Aaron J, thank you so much, guys. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to continue to get ready for the Cincinnati Bengal game. Mike and I will, with a fine-tooth comb, go over everything that Mike Tomlin said today at his press conference. It was a day early because of the short week, and every other bit of Steeler information we'll scrape up as well to be here tomorrow. I hope to see everybody then. We thank you, Tyrone. We appreciate it, my friend. We look forward to talking to you more in the future. Mike, anything before we go? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, man. Enjoy this victory so we can just move on and get ready for the Bungles, man. It's Bungles week now. Victory Monday's over, man. This was fun. This was a blast. A lot of new names and faces.
Yeah, a lot of fun,
I'm
guys.
fired up, man, for the second half of the Steelers season, man. Let's just go. And I'm glad there's a short week.
A little bit of non-stress football tonight. Again, some teams that you really don't care about, some NFC teams. I like to see Buffalo lose. I don't know if that's going to happen against Atlanta, but still just enjoy some football, some no-stress football tonight. We'll be back tomorrow to get ready for Thursday, guys, on a short week. Again, Steelers at Cincy, 5.5-point favorites going into that game. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time. Mike, is that it?
That's it, brother.
All right. Again, thank you as well, Tyrone. Greatly appreciated, my friend. We'll look forward to seeing you. Everybody, for Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, for myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers, everybody have a great day. Enjoy your Victory Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.